Hello, Sanibonani. Welcome back to another episode. We are back, we are live, and we are having a beautiful Sunday. How is your Sunday wherever you are? Please, as you enter the stream, let us know where you are watching from and let us know how your Sunday is going and how is it doing. Are you guys back at work? Because we are looking into changing the time for the show as more and more people go to work, as we enter different levels. Hey, South Africa is the only country with levels when it comes to this quarantine and lockdown. We are currently in level 3A as South Africa. So, yeah, it reminds me of when we used to be in school and we'd have 3A, 3B, 3C. God knows, mhlampe sizogcina ku-3Z kuyimasiya ku-level 2. But if siqhubeka siyiphatha kahle, we will definitely be getting more and more of our freedoms back. But the way things are going, people are not behaving themselves. People are doing all the naughtiest things that are causing more and more infections. So guys, please let us be careful. Let us educate our families. Let us educate our children, especially as they go back to school. We don't want this thing to continue spreading. We do not want it to continue spreading. Let us make sure we do wear a mask. We've been talking about wearing a mask, but I would also like to have you as a health professional to explain to us about a mask. What is it they do? Because some people say always wear a mask. Some people say only if you are with other people to prevent yourself spreading the virus in case you have it. So yeah, but guys, let us always make sure we wear a mask and see right. Today's topic is a very, very hot one. I'm very excited about today's topic. It's a very, very hot one. And once again, we are so blessed to have Uthando from Asikhulume Clinic. Hey, Uthando comes with some knowledge for us, guys. Question of the day is circumcision. And one thing I want to make clear is we are not talking about the traditional circumcision. We are not talking about anybody's tradition. We're not talking about going to the mountain. We're just talking about it from a medical sense of view, from a Western medical sense, from cleanliness and from intokozo yasekamereni. So I would love you guys to get ready with your questions, and also ngizokhuluma noThando and we will go through everything, and then I will also be asking you guys to join us and tell us what you think. And I really, really want this one to be very fair. So I won't be happy if I only get abantu besifazane. I want abesifazane, I want nabesilisa. So please, because I want to hear from you guys. Let us welcome Uthando Msomi from Asikhulume Clinic. Hey, Thando. How are you, Thando Sam?
Ngiyaphila.
You are looking beautiful.
Thank you. It's just very cold in Durban namhlanje. Angazi mina ngedwa yini, but it's extremely cold.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm feeling like
it's
really
extremely hot. So
like I am extremely, extremely cold. But we move.
Hey, but at least makhaza kuyaqhokekeka. Yeah. Are you on my headphone?
No.
I don't know what the sound is doing, because we usually have very good sound now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's perfect now. Thank you so much.
All right.
So what I'll do is mangabe ngikhuluma ngizokuvala, mengabe kukhuluma wena nami ngizoyivala. Khona singeke sibe ne-confusion. So ngicela ungene ubingelele. Hey, siyakuthanda la ekhaya, people love you because uyakwazi ukusichazela izinto sizizwe. So nje we really appreciate you and thank you for coming back. Sizokhuluma ngodaba olubaluleke kangaka, udaba olwakha imizi liphinde liqede imizi. Awungene ubingelele before ngiqale ngemibuzo yami.
Okay, Sanibonani, igama lami Thando ngowakamsomi. Ngiqhamuka eclinic ekuthiwa Isithelo Clinic, that is situated in Durban, Smith Street. Igama le-building esikuyona Usangra House, and we are at office number 522.
Those of you who've been asking about Isithelo Clinic, this nama details zabo. If you do call them, they will tell you would see how to get there and their opening hours and everything. So yeah, please do contact them for ama health problems. Akho, they are also friends of the channel, so do support them on our behalf. Ngijabula kakhulu when people support the channel and support friends of the channel. Thando, sikhuluma ngendaba enkulu namhlanje, sikhuluma ngendaba ye-circumcision. And like I said, we are not touching on culture. We are not saying what the culture says. We are not going to be touching that. We are talking about medical circumcision. Umuntu azenzela yona nge-choice. Aye esibhedlela athi ngiyocela ningisike. The first question I have is there, and ngisazoza ngiyazi ukuthi people just want to know ukuthi ama-benefit nani. I just want to know if there's an age limit so that obethulalele and they are not the right age ashesha hamba emva kwendla yokhala. Is there an age limit okwazi ukwenza ngayo? Ngiyabonga.
Okay, firstly ngicela nje ukuthi ngifake i-disclaimer out there. As you specified, we are just speaking about medical male circumcision. So we are in no way here to bash anyone's culture, to bash anyone's and their beliefs. And we're not here to change sort of perceptions about now. We just inform and to educate people who might not know what circumcision is about and sort of the benefits of it. Ngiyacela ukuthi sibe open-minded about this talk. Like how we were talking about prostate exam and BP and amashukela and diabetes rather. We are just here to inform and sort of to educate abantu on medical male circumcision. So we're not here to bash anyone's culture. We're not here to say anybody's culture is wrong. We're not here to change anybody's beliefs. With that said, there is no age limit being circumcised. People can get circumcised. Abafana can get circumcised from birth up to whenever they are willing to sort of get circumcised. Obviously, we would have to take into consideration different health risks with the procedure, like any other sort of minor surgery. We would have to take some sort of medical procedures, and kungase kwenze ukuthi omunye angaqualify because of certain pre-existing conditions.
Hayi wayichaza kahle, siyabonga, siyezwa. So ayike sonke sesikhululekile, siyakwazi nokutshela osugar daddy bethu ukuthi abahambe bayoyenza mengabe kuwukuthi kwashwa kacima, noma nawe ubusuyitshela ukuthi ayihlambe mina sengimdala ngoba bangenzanga ekhaya ngimncane ngeke ngisayenza. Sesibonile ukuthi okay ke ama-age, unless kunezinto ey'bambelene nempilo ezikupreventayo ukuthi mhlampe uzoba kwi-risk uma wenziwa. Sanibonani lapho eKroonstad, sanibonani eJohn Vorster Police Station. Ayike sengingawenza amacala ngase-John Vorster ngeke bangenze lutho, ngeke besangibopha. I've got friend eJohn Vorster Police Station. Siyabonga niyibambe njalo nje bandla kwezomthetho, especially during this time. Yazi abantu abama-essential workers have become so important because ba-risk iy'mpilo zabo each time beshiya emakhaya. People who work in supermarkets, nje big shout out. Abasey'bhedlela, amaphoyisa, a big shout out. What are the benefits ke ukuthi nginqume?
Ngicela nje siqale mhlambe sichaze ukuthi what exactly male circumcision is. So basically, circumcision is a surgery that removes the foreskin. So if foreskin is the loose tissue that covers the glands of the penis. So a circumcision may be performed for various reasons. There are religious reasons, there are cultural reasons, and the ones that we will be speaking about namhlanje are health reasons. So basically, what they do is they remove the penis foreskin where they fully expose the head of the penis. So this procedure is performed in a medical facility with a health worker or a doctor. So it's relatively quick and easy and somewhat painless, but it depends on the threshold yomuntu. So anyone really can get circumcised unless again besibalile a few conditions like if they have a buried penis, bleeding disorders, and sort of things like that. Some people who are diabetic at a certain level of diabetes, then they cannot get circumcised. So just some of the benefits of a medical male circumcision would include, so there are different benefits, first of all. So we have benefits for men where it reduces, studies show that it reduces contracting HIV by 60%. That's the first thing. Now, this is not to say that if you are circumcised, you will not get infected with HIV or AIDS. There are still chances of you, but it reduces cases of sort of getting HIV and AIDS. It reduces izinto like STI that are called ulcerative. So these are the ones abanelonda like genital warts, herpes, syphilis. It also makes the penis clean and it makes it easier to clean. It also has some certain benefits to women as well. Number one, it reduces the risk of exposure to HIV, and it also reduces the risk of contracting STIs, and STIs, and as well as getting izinto or HPV.
Wethando sengikhulume kangaka beningangizwa. Hello? Thando? Thando? Hayibo guys, sengikhulume kangaka nisho ukuthi aningizwa. Thando, can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you now, but ubungasabonakala and we didn't hear you.
Oh, I am so sorry. All this time sengisho into eziningi kangaka. I thought you guys could hear me. I do apologize. Angazi i-audio isenzani namhlanje. Shuthi iyagodola nayo la egodola khona. I started by ukuphendula uThembile ubebuza ukuthi wethe wena wakabani vele isibongo sometimes ngithanda ukukuthakazela. Isibongo sami uMaphumulo. So uma ufuna ukungithakazela nje nguMaphumulo, kodwa ke isibongo engisisebenzisayo engashadela kusona uMosley, kodwa nje nguMaphumulo. uMamphumulo uma ufuna ukungithakazela. So bengibuza ke Thando ukuthi nangoke umuntu wesilisa una 35 ufuna ukuthi ayokwenza i-circumcision esithelo clinic. What the first thing akufanele ayiprepare, what the first thing akufanele ayenze. Ngesibuza ke ngokweyimali ngoba ngiyacabanga ukuthi nakhona mhlambe kuyahlukana umuntu nomuntu, but if kuukuthi unayo ungakwazi ukushare nokuthi imalini, please do share.
Okay, so if umuntu efuna ukuze uzokwenza i-circumcision esithelo clinic, okokuqala ukuyena ukuthi aphathe some sort of identification. So lokho kungaba i-ID book, no i-driver's license, but into with ID number yakhe. We can't just take the ID number because we need a copy of that document. This is a minor procedure. So these things are very, very important. Asikwazi ukwenza without any sort of identification. And number two, what you will have to do is to sign a consent form. Now, basically, consent form is obe issue ukuthi mina ngiyavuma ukuthi ngifuna ukwenziwa i-circumcision. The risks have been explained to me, the benefits have been explained to me, and the whole procedure as a whole has been explained to me, and I fully understand what's done for me. And then any into that we will do is we will do ama vital signs. Now, ama vital signs include izinto njengo BP or sugar. Another thing that I know that is a big barrier, sort of, who didn't want to get circumcised is that thing, mandatory HIV test. So now there is no mandatory HIV test. You can ask for an HIV test, or we will offer you an HIV test. If you decline it, you will still be eligible to get circumcised. Another thing is when you come and get circumcised, like I've been speaking all these times, it's very important. It's very, very important ukuthi uma ngabe uhamba uzokwenza i-circumcision uloze wonke ama-medical issues oke waba nawo, because there are some people have ama-bleeding disorders, mhlambe mulimele wopha kakhulu. There are people who are diabetic. You know, as much as sizoyi-check i-diabetes yakho, it's very, very important ukuthi udisclose izinto ekanjalo. And anything that you feel we should know, if you have heart problems or if you're on any medication, you need to disclose those things prior to the surgery. Then what is going to happen is that udokotela is then going to prep the genital area. So he will clean the area around it. It's not important that you should shave, and people thought that you have to shave and they don't like shaving. It's not compulsory for you to shave, but basically the doctor will use like a skin cleaning chemical, or rather into yoku cleaner around the penis where he will be cutting, and then he will explain all the procedures to you and how it will go. And then after that, he will then do the circumcision. Then happens is you go home, right? Straight after your circumcision, you go home, and then 2 days later, you come back for a review. So basically what we do in the review is if there is still any bleeding, if there's any swelling, if there's any infections, and then once you come back for your review, then we explain how to clean the wound and how to take care of the wound. And it's very, very important by getting we mustn't listen to our friends, you know, cover all these things, ngiyacela ukuthi what you need to come back and follow the instructions of the doctor exactly how he told you, because there are certain things that actually do affect the healing of the wound, and they will affect the general health of your penis if you do them. So it's very, very important that you come back and review. And if there are any questions, you ask a medical professional. Don't ask next door wake wahamba wayoyenza circumcision, because again imzimba yabantu ayifani. Maybe yena umanyazini wamsebenzela and it might not work for you. So that is how the procedure goes. And then in terms of my prices, it is 1,000 rand to get circumcised, which is very, very reasonable considering that it is a minor procedure. So 1,000 rand includes the actual procedure of getting the circumcision. It includes a post-op, which is basically the review. So we do a 3-day review and we do a 7-day review that you come back. And it also includes medication and just general stuff that you will need to take care of your wound.
There is such a delay today, angazi kwenzekani. That is so good. 1,000 rand kuphela kanti imali esidakwa in one night kungabuyi ngisho ushintshi, imali enganele ngisho amateku. Wow, mina bengithi nje mhlawumbe umuntu fanele alungise noma ila ko 40,000. Hawu, hayi cha, kungcono-ke ngoba iya-affordeka. And wow, yazi bengilindele enye nje imali. Thank you so much for sharing that. Cela ukubuza-ke ama-disadvantages. Guys, ngicela nihlome ngemibuzo lapho. Ama-disadvantages okuyenza, what are some of the things that might go wrong? Well, I wouldn't say ama-disadvantages, ama-risk. What are the risks?
Okay. There aren't that many risks if obviously you go to a professional, but there are those certain risks, like maybe the wound ingapholi ngendlela efuneka iphole ngayo. There are the risks of getting ama infections. There's not really that many risks, but with any other procedure, you know, like any other thing, theater, there are certain risks that come with it. But I think the benefits far outweigh the risks of the actual circumcision. There aren't really, I mean, there's never been someone who went and got circumcised. You know, it's fixed. Like obviously you can treat the infection if umuntu does get infected and they sort of didn't do what they were supposed to do, or maybe ngebhadi it got infected. But if there are risks, they're very few to none.
Ngiyabonga wamane washeshe wayiclearisha ngoba bengisazobuza leyo ukuthi kuye kuthiwe ayibisaba nayo imizwa, ayibisasebenza. Bese ngicela ukubuza futhi, ithatha isikhathi esingakanani ukuthi iphole, ngoba abanye abantu phela bakwazi ukuhlala isikhathi eside bengayisebenzisile lento yabo. So kuthatha isikhathi esingakanani ukuthi iphole usungakwazi ukuthi uphinde futhi uyisebenzise?
Okay. So it takes roughly 4 to 6 weeks ukuthi iphole iwound yakho ye-circumcision. Now into ebalulekile ukuthi again imizimba yabantu ayifani. What we do is kusetshenziswa ama-dissolvable stitches. So lawo ma-stitches behamba encibilikela eqaqakela, so you don't go anywhere to cut them. Now endlini ungawasiki, just let them heal the way that they are meant to heal. Understand that a lot of people really can't, but I mean 6 is a very short time, you know. Between 4 to 6 weeks, usugusu righty. Things that people just need to be careful of is, I know that a lot of men sort of wake up with erections and stuff like that, but you are it is explained to you how you sort of control all my erections, ukuthi angagcine sekulimaza, because the problem is when you get an erection, which will then mean the healing time for you gets a bit extended.
Yeah, amanye amadoda avuka enemkhonto ehlomile elinde ukuya empini every day, every morning. Uthembile uthi my son's circumcision was done when he was 2 months old. What would you recommend wena ngokwazi kwakho, especially komama or abazali omama nobaba? Is it recommended ukuthi ingane uyenze isencane noma umiyeke umuntu azenzele yena esemdala?
Okay, so that is basically just a decision that really has to take. It is, I would advise it ukuthi mhlambe umuntu ayenze esamncane, if they like a newborn, because it obviously takes a bit faster for them, and they're not getting izinto njengama erections or whatnot. But then again, you need to speak to a medical professional who will be performing the procedure, who will explain ukuthi if I do 2 months wako, this is what I need and this is what will happen. But it's basically just a decision of the family and the child's mother when to get the circumcision done.
Hhayi-ke, that is so perfect. Kodwa-ke namhlanje vele sikhuluma kakhulu. Yes, abantwana abancane nabo, we must talk about them, whether it should be decision yomzali. But abaningi abadala abangazange bathole ithuba lokuthi benziwe abazali, ibona esikhuluma ngabo kakhulu namhlanje ukuthi what do you do uma ngabe usulokhuzile? Decide ukuthi ufuna ukuyoyenza, and later on in the show I'll be inviting you guys to join us. Ngizofuna abesifazane ngifune nabesilisa sizoyikhuluma-ke kahle manje lento sesizwile yonke into edingekayo uma ungabe uzoyenza nokuthi nama-risk and everything njengoba esichazela nje uThando. uSibusiso Mbethe uthi I have been circumcised for the last 15 years, almost half of my life. I have good experience. I can't attest to relate to some theories. My partner told me she is happy. Oh, wamane wakonfirma lento buyisho ukuthi it can be done at any age. Yabona ukuthi it can be done at any age, and uyayincoma. Kungakuhle mase sibone abanye abazofika mhlambe basho nabo ama-experiences abo. Is there anything else ongasitshela yona, especially from the medical side? Nanokuthi kumuntu nangoku usefuna ukuya, how long is the wait? Mhlampe mengabe ukuthi ngidecide kusasa ekuseni ukuthi cha ngifuna ukuya, mhlampe kwaba into engayi-prepare ukuthi ngingaze ngiyenze emva kwesikhathi esinganani, and how much time do I have to take off emsebenzini?
Okay. So circumcision procedure is almost done immediately. But you do obviously have to book an appointment, and you do have to come a day before so that we can do what we call a pre-screening, where we basically ask you questions and we examine the penis, sort of, and to see if there are any sort of genital warts, and if there is any cirrhosis, or just certain things. Can the penis actually be circumcised? So it can be done immediately once we have got that all done. And in terms of ukuphindela emsebenzini, you can go back to work the next day, because literally, but then again, it people's threshold. People have different pain thresholds. But people can go back to work the next day. It's not painful, that I can attest to. I can't attest to it, but I can promise you that it's not painful. And you do get painkillers, because even the painkillers that we give, they are very mild painkillers. And people have said it's more of a discomfort than it is a pain. So yeah, you can get it done almost immediately.
Thank you so much. Ukhulekani Ngwenya uthi nje yena circumcision reduces sexual sensitivity. Foreskin is there for a reason. It's there to protect the sensitive parts of the foreskin. It's a big no for me. Sorry. Uthi if foreskin is there to protect ilokhuzana, the sensitive parts of the foreskin. Uthi nje it's a big no. Kungabe kuyiqiniso ukuthi circumcision reduces sexual sensitivity? bese sizwile kodwa omunye ethi hayi yena ngisho umuntu wakhe uyancoma uSibusiso Mbethe nje uthe hayi umuntu wakhe uyamncoma ukuthi yonke into ihamba kahle yonke into right. So ngicela si-addresse le issue yokuthi circumcision reduces sexual sensitivity.
Okay. That I feel like is a myth, because circumcision has no adverse effects on sexual function or sexual pleasure. I think if we really pay attention, sort of to the process of having sex, once you get an erection, anyways, the foreskin automatically folds back, so that the head of the penis is actually exposed. So it really doesn't reduce the sexual it doesn't reduce your sexual pleasure and your sensual feelings. If anything, it enhances it, because the head of the penis is known as the male's G spot, or like the man's clitoris. So if it's exposed, then that's a better feeling for you. And a lot of women have actually attested to saying that it's better to perform things like oral sex on people who are circumcised, and the general sex life of people who have been circumcised has relatively improved after the procedure. Okay, Tulani Timen Butelezi. Again, I think this is sort of a preference for some people. Maybe bona omkhulu, they enjoyed it lapo in that way, that they didn't get circumcised. Maybe that is sort of how you feel. But there have been quite a few people who actually say that it has actually significantly sort of improved their sexual, like their sex lives, and also reduced the risk of getting STIs and STDs.
Yo, hayi, thank you so much. Sesizwile ngizobuza imibuzo ewu2 ezolandelana yowu2 ivela kuThato. Ngizwile mina iphendulwa, kodwa ngizocela ukuthi uphinde repeat the answers, so that if there's anyone who missed ama answers, they can have a clarification. The first one is, and what's the best age of getting your kids circumcised? Second one is, lastly, what happens if I get an erection during the healing phase? What happens if I get an erection during the healing phase? Noguthi, what's the best age to get your kids circumcised? Ngiyabonga.
The best age to get your child circumcised, again, it is a choice or a decision of the parents. But I would say that you can get your child circumcised. Some people get their kids circumcised from birth. But there are some people who choose to wait a little later, so that the child actually understands and it is their decision, and they inform them of the risks and the benefits of getting circumcised. So I think that is a personal decision that each parent has to take, and it also depends on like values noma indlela ekhaya kukhulwe ngayo, siyazwana yini noma siyahambisana yini nento yokusoka. And then if uke usuthola erection, number one, that is what is supposed to happen, so that we can see that sort of nothing happened, and no ayikho imithambo enqamukile, and there was no damage to the actual penis. But the doctor does explain to you what you need to do if you get an erection. Some people say you ufake ice cube just to make it go down, but it is something that you can discuss once you get to the actual procedure, and once the procedure is actually done.
Thank you so much. Ujabulile uthi, 2 of my boys went for circumcision. They were in pain nje. Hey, inhlungu nkosami, I can just feel it for the boys. Uthi, I have twins who are autistic. They are 10 years old. I'm worried about them after doing it. How are they going to take the pain? But I want to go and book for them next year. Anything onga advise ngayo Ujabulile when it comes to taking her 10-year-old twins autistic, especially given her previous experience, yoguthi her 2 boys who went experienced a lot of pain?
There is going to be pain, but I think that once you get to the actual medical facility and the doctor actually starts doing the procedure, he will obviously be able to sort of determine a threshold of the boys, especially since they are autistic. So uzokwazi ukuthi ekusize with maybe getting something stronger as a pain that will actually reduce sort of the pain for them. So I think it's actually quite a good idea, before you even go and book for them, go to a medical practice or come to a stelo clinic if you're not too far, and sort of sit down. We can book an appointment with the doctor who does a circumcision, and he can explain to you how we can minimize the amount of pain that they will actually feel. They are going to feel pain. We can't take away the pain because it is a procedure. Once again, they do cut off the foreskin, so it will be painful. But I think discussing sort of the different thresholds and the different problems that they might face is always a good thing before you actually take the decision. It's always best to make an informed decision. Ungavele uhambe uyobhukha nje kanti uphinde futhi uyifake enkingeni.
Hey, now omunye umbuzo kaSibusiso uthi, have you seen a white man circumcised, or do they come to the clinic? Awuthi ngingakuphenduleli ngikuye kuyiphendulele la.
Yes, I have seen plenty of white people who come and get circumcised. Medical circumcision is not sort of for a race or a certain culture. Like I explained, obviously, the same way that there are some black people who don't want to get circumcised is the same way that other races also would not want to get circumcised. So yes, kade ngangibabona belungu abasokile beyeza bezosoka ngoba it's their personal choice. Nawe nje as umnyama, it's your personal choice ukuthi do you want to go or do you not want to go. So it has got nothing to do with the race.
Hayi, waphendula kahle, nanokuthi sikhumbule ukuthi in some of ama-cultures abantu abelungu ingane ithi qeda nje ukuzala ibe i-circumcised, like ama-Jewish and other different cultures, and iyenziwa kakhulu emazweni nawo abo. So yeah, it is something that I am 100% sure ukuthi bayayenza. Not bonke, abanye bayenza nge-culture, abanye bayenza because bayafuna ukuyenza, abanye bayenza ngoba sebebadala, abanye bayenza at a request of ama-partners abo. Uthi uQongqothwane Qhamatha, you don't need to circumcise, you were born naturally kanje for the finish. Uyayiphikisa le circumcision. Uthi nje you were born kanje, you don't need to circumcise. Ngicela ukumphendulela ke laphana umntaka Msomi ukuthi you don't need to get dressed because you were born unqunu. Singasho into ey'ningi-ke that we were born sizenza. You don't need to open a bottle of wine. Ukuba uNkulunkulu wayefuna sivula amawayini, sasiyozalwa neminwe eyama-screw njengama-wine opener. You don't need to get into a car because you were born with imlenze. If you were born ungakwazi ukuhamba, you don't need to hop onto a wheelchair. uNkulunkulu uyayazi into akwenze wazala ungakwazi ukuhamba for yona. So we cannot use that excuse yokuthi you don't need to do things because of how you were born. But ke ngingadlulisela kuThando naye mekukhona afuna ukusho ukuphendula kulokho.
Okay, like ngishilo ukuthi this is a personal choice. So if when we are born ukuthi you don't want to get circumcised, then that's your choice yakho nawe leyo ukuthi ungacircumcise. La I think ngichazile ekuqaleni ukuthi asikho uzotshela wonke umuntu ukuthi aka-circumcise, silana ukuthi sizobatshela ukuthi imaphi ama-benefits akhona for i-circumcision and iziphi izathu umuntu angenza ngayo i-circumcision. Njengoba usishilo nje sisithenjiwe, then asingagundi emakhanda ngoba sazalwa ney'nwele. You know, a lot of men bagunda imbungculo, shuthi then asivele siyeke kuy'nwele ngoba sazalwa nazo. This is just a personal choice that everyone can choose to do, and abanye they don't want to, and that is also another choice that you can make.
Thank you so much. Uzamomisi uthi the pain differs with people. My son at the age of 5, he never cried. Uyabona ukuthi ngempela the pain really differs. Uthi nje at 5 he never cried. Bese uZanele curious uthi is the doctor now open, and how long is the wait when you make an appointment? Uvuliwe njengoba sikwi-lockdown nje, are they doing ama-procedures circumcision? Nanokuthi how long is the wait uma ngabe usumthumile umuntu? Ngicela futhi kulo mbuzo sunezele ngokuthi in terms of it being a procedure, do you think it's better to do it a winter or a summer?
Okay. So yes, sivulile sikhona ku-Smith Street eSangro House, office number 522. Ungafona to book an appointment and sizokubiza the day before your procedure ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi sikugcwalisise all the information that you need and explain sort of what will happen and ukuthi maphi ama-risks, and just give you a little health education on the actual procedure of a circumcision. So we are open. You can do the sort of circumcision immediately. When it comes to winter noma summer, this varies from people to people. Abanye bathi kungcono ukuyenza cause kusuke kushisa, but then abanye bathi ngesama kusuke kujuluka, so the wound takes longer to heal. So we've seen a lot of people do it during the winter time because kuyabanda and it dry and heals quicker. So there is no sort of medical time to do it, but again, it's just my preferences abantu nama beliefs abantu ukuthi bona babona kanjani.
Siyezwa kakhulu, and I think also it's very important, but I'm sure udokotela would advise you izinto oyigqokayo as well khathi usahila ukuthi ungagqoki izinto ezokuthunuka nezinto ezokwenza kujuluke isilonda leso ekusuke kufanele siphole. Ubandla ujabulile uthi oh my gosh, thank you so much. Problem is I'm in Joburg. Uyabona ukuthi siyasidinga isithelo clinic. Anything you are doing as isithelo ukuthi ni expand nibe nakwamanye ama-cities and other provinces, because siyanidinga yonke indawo. You can't just be in Durban. Akubona abantu baseThekwini kuphela abadinga usizo.
Okay, we actually did speak about this. Ukuthi senze ama-pop-ups. So in different test the waters, ukuthi reception will be. So if people stay tuned into our social media pages, go Facebook, Siustelo Clinic, Instagram, @Siustelo Family Clinic, then they will be able to see. So we are planning on doing pop-ups where we basically go maybe city Friday, Saturday, Sise Goli, and we are not in Durban or Sise Eastern Cape, or wherever the demand is. So we are planning on expanding Siustelo Clinic to make it bigger. and to reach all South Africa yonke.
Thank you so much. Usibusiso Mbethe uthi maybe people have different experiences, but those who believe in the Bible might know that circumcision was also a covenant. Any man not circumcised was said to be cut off the community. Eish. Yeah, yabona ke manje mase kungena neBhayibheli and ngicela ukuphendula ulokhuzana. I won't even give you ukuthi umphendule because otherwise we're going to spend the whole time siphendulana naye. Uthi innocent people die through circumcision. We know this. Just like innocent people die through amaphilisi ekhanda, innocent people die through ukuyolashwa cancer, innocent people die through izinto eziningi ezikhona emhlabeni. Innocent people die through sex, innocent people die through car accidents, but we've never stopped garage from selling cars. And like we said earlier, we are not talking about circumcision eyenziwe entabeni. We are not talking about culture. We are talking about circumcision yasezibhedlela, but you are entitled to your opinion. Njoba usho nje ukuthi circumcision is man-made, is a man-made idea. We are natural beings. Kodwa into engixakayo Mr. Natural Being uthi la ngikubona khona ugqokile, and I'm sure uyaligibela ibhasi, uyayigibela nemoto, awusho ukuthi wena uyi-natural being ke uyigibele i-transport man-made. Angikholwa ukuthi ulala phansi, angikholwa ukuthi ulala endlini engana roof ngoba wena naturally man-made. Izinto naturally made, izinto man-made awuzenzi. So I think we will not engage ilokhuzana. Uthi we are talking about circumcision, masigxile nge-circumcision. Exactly, that's exactly what we are talking about. So but you can't put the argument engekho yokuthi because sisazalwa sinjena kumele sife sinjena. For me, it doesn't make sense. I don't know if Thando khona futhi I won't even waste your time, but I will leave your questions because soon I'm going to be inviting other people to join the stream and basha ama opinions abo, mhlambe they'll be able ukuthi bakuphendule nabo sizwe ukuthi bathini ngoba ngiyabona ukuthi hayi iyakusinda lento. Uthi ngiyabaleka kwi-circumcision. Hey, waze wangihlekisa ke wena mfana, engabe bakwenzani laba bekusika khona, mhlawumbe bakusika ngomkhonto orastile, manje usudinele wonke umuntu okhuluma ngayo lento. Uthi usipho sakhe esifanele Ntombela ngubani? Mina ngilalanga for 3 days after circumcision, bengivele ngithi ngiyangena nje ezingubeni, ngithi ngiyalala iqale i-erection. Shozo usujwayele ukuthi uma ungena engubeni khona umkhubo owenzayo, manje umzimba usujwayele kuphela enyawo uthongo. Ngaze ngasizwa ama-painkillers which I bought for myself because awasesibhedlela bengenzi lutho. What do you say ke to isimo esinjengalesi?
So kodwa ke I think bekufuneke baku-explainele ukuthi wenze njani if ungabe uthola i-circumcision. Kunye noma ngamaphilisi noma ngama-painkillers. Ama-painkillers nawo anama-schedule. So cishe wena uyazazi ukuthi iyiphi i-painkiller. You can always ask udokotela, or you can always speak to udokotela and explain to him ukuthi mina, for example, iPanado does not do anything for me. So ngicela ukuthi ungiprescribele something stronger. So in terms of ama-painkillers, because abanye ayabasebenzela, and like the way, like I always say, ukuthi imizimba yabantu don't react the same. Bakhona abanye abasatisfyayo laba bawathole esibhedlela and they actually sort of reduce the pain, and then like anything else akhona abanye njengawe nje owagcina usudinga ukuthi uhambe uyowathenga because engakusebenzelanga lawa asesibhedlela.
Yeah, that is so true. There is naye yakhulekani ngwenya uthi ukhulekani, in some countries it's now a crime to circumcise the child. A child has to make their decision, especially when it comes to detaching their body parts. I am aware of that. Nami, I know that amanye countries, amanye not just a child, but also adults. But then we cannot live our lives based on what other countries' laws say. Ngoba thina sikhuluma ngesimo sase-South Africa, and at the moment in South Africa, it is not illegal and it is not regarded as immoral. Also, kwamanye countries, ngisho umuntu omdala illegal, just like kwamanye countries legal commit euthanasia, kwamanye akukho legal. Yeah, but it is something good to know ukuthi in some places. And nami I am of the belief yokuthi ingane uyiyeke ngoba iyenzeka lento esekhulile ayidecidele yena, because umese kuwukuthi yena ubengeke avumelane nayo, mhlambe kuba inkinga ngoba ukwazi ukuyibuyisela. Kuwukuthi abazali bayakwenza because of avoid ukuthi angayizwa le pain esemdala esevukelwa, yabo. So hey, kunzima. Guys, I'm gonna put a link. I'm gonna put a link. Ngicela nisijoyine. Ngifuna ukuzwa ukuthi nina nithini ngale ndaba. Ngifuna ukuzwa. Please do join us. Yeah, I can only take the first 4 people to come with a link. So please do join us, guys. Ngifuna ukuzwa ukuthi nithini nina. Here is the link. Please do come through. Please do come through. Come through, ningasabi. And I would be very happy if ungathola abesifazane, ngithole nabesilisa. Khona sizozwa ukuthi kuthiwani, sizozwa ukuthi lithini iningi. Manje ke sizobe singasakhulumi ngelokhuzana. Sobe singasakhulumi what you call what are we talking about, Kambela? Sobe singasakhulumi ke about just the medical side. Sengifuna ukwazi ukuthi ekamereni iniphatha kanjani uma injani. Hawu naze namagwala niphaphe kangani, nihlale ningiphaphela. Mase ngithi ngenani nizokhuluma seniyasaba nisakhuluma. Awubabize Thando mhlambe bazokulalela wena.
Wozani, let's engage, let's discuss, sivulelele ama opinions about because like we said ukuthi it's maybe mhlambe kwesinye isikhathi wena, maybe someone can learn from your perspective of things, mhlambe afunde enye into abengayazi noma thina ebesiyeqile. So ngicela nisijoine guys sibone ukuthi nithini.
Hi everybody. I can't hear you.
You can now.
Yay! We're inside.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Unjani sis-Thando?
Ngiyaphila, unjani?
Ngiyaphila sis.
You look so pretty.
Thank you.
Oh, sizovelelwa-ke. Why are you telling us?
Nizoba strong again.
Why are you doing that to us? So, Annalisa, what's your uthini ngalento ye circumcision?
Mina, I want to be here in representation of grown women that are very open to like very explicit sexual acts. Such as giving a blowjob. For me, now it's a turn off when I'm dating a guy that is not circumcised. One, because to me it feels very unhygienic, and there's always the part of it that you feel like instead of just going down and get down to it, you kind of have to think, oh, let me get I'm a baby wipes like to just clean it up, and that is a turn off for me. And on the other hand, as well, without being too explicit, but like. For me now it's the friction sometimes, because everybody knows like sex is not always fluid. Sometimes we go dry as females. So for me now, when it gets to that, it becomes a little bit dangerous in the sense of when the penis is going in, it sort of irritates my vagina, and I feel like for me now that for me is a turn off, and I'm good with that. That's yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you
so much, Annalisa. Guys, please come and tell us what you think about Lendo. We need you guys. Please come and join. Also, parents, what do you think about circumcising children? And if you have done it, why did you do it as a parent? Yay, Suku.
Hey,
How are
hey.
you?
I'm good. How are you, Ngalisande?
I am good. Oh, siyanda-ke namhlanje kumnandi and sekukhona nomuntu wesilisa. Hi, khulekani. Ake siqale sizwe ngosuku ukuthi wena sis uthini ngalento ye-circumcision?
Mina, I think hygienically and for health reason, it's a good one because if skin liana,
I'm a Thenjiwe.
Thenjiwe, why ungasifaka sibe loud sobabili? Hi, khulekane. So angitsho ukuthi mina Thenjiwe, like come to think of it, umuntu my circumcised for health reason nomuntu egeza because nxa engekho circumcised laphana kuyabambelela okunye kungabododa ungagcina kwenzeni ama-bacterial fungi. And then bese kusibala lo munye ubhuti athi yena I'm sorry bhuti, it's not personal. Okay, let me not say ubhuti. Bese kusibala laba bathi awuyifili. Hayi. Yabona inkinga yona le. Abanye bathi nxa incane abayifili, nxa inkulu abayifili. Kuya ngokusebenza kwakho, indlela owenza ngayo umsebenzi wakho. Ungase-circumcise, ungase-circumcise, but nxa wazi umsebenzi wakho ukwazi ukushaya ukuthi indaba yakho hayi-ke uyasebenzela bhuti. Nxa kukhona okhona utshela i-circumcision yakutshela. Because angiboni ukuthi ngingenelana njani kunevu liyane ukuthi ungavukelwa nawe uthi wena meke uzikhangela ukuthi inkinga ikuwe kumba wazi ama-action akho kumba wazi ama-corners nje. Oh, kuxolo. Lami sometimes ngiyakhuluma.
Awuthi ngizwe ukuthi uthini ukhulekani. Sawubona wekhulekani.
Unjani sisithenji?
Siyaphila unjani? Hey, ngaze ngajabula soke sizwe from umuntu wesilisa ukuthi wena uthini ngale ndaba esixoxa ngayo namhlanje.
Right, okay. I think first of all, we really need to acknowledge and respect that it's a personal choice. And it's honestly speaking, it does not really have anything to do with sex or whatsoever. Personally, myself, okay, one, I think it's just a myth with circumcision reduces STI and things like that. That's just a myth. That's not true. If ever, no more circumcised or not, you go and engage with somebody with HIV, it's just still the same. It does not change anything. That is the truth. So we shouldn't spread misinformation by saying circumcision reduces risk of HIV, STTs, and because those are blood what's the name? Okay, sorry. Yeah, those are blood-related disease. Sometimes. Okay, again, as a man, the most sensitive part in a penis is a foreskin. If foreskin is surrounded by millions of nerves, it's got so much nerves around the foreskin there. And I do understand when women say they would prefer or want somebody who's got or circumcised, because if you are circumcised, what you usually do is, you are kind of like, you've taken off all the nerves around the foreskin, and your sensitivity as a man is gone, not for a woman, but for a man. And hence, that's why you'll find umuntu oyindoda circumcised goes hard for an hour, trying to hit up on a woman because you don't have any nerves. You don't. But when you are a man with foreskin, ama nerves, they are active. Usually you go maybe like about 15 minutes and your nerves kicks in and you are done. That's how it is naturally. But again, I'm gonna say this, at the end of the day, it's not there to say, okay, you can do better or not, or better than who or the other. I'm not saying that. It's just how somebody do or how two people click. But for me personally, I think I will stand for the groups for people who for circumcision. Okay, personally, no. And for my kids, I let them do their choices, and I will also make them you know teach them the advantages and disadvantages. Again, people always like to talk about ukungcola nan. Guys, okay, let's talk about, okay, let me just be off topic a bit. Let's talk about a vagina, which is always closed. People have to make a lot of time. We can argue and say if vagina lingcole, but people has to bath. You bath every time now and again to keep yourself clean. And it's not like it's not necessarily ukuthi kona ipenis noma kuthiwa kona it's got a foreskin. That means you're gonna have to spend 3 days without bathing. People these days, if you're noma uyindoda, amadoda these days we bath even twice a day. These days uyageza usiya emsebenzini, ntambama uma ubuya emsebenzini you go to bath again. So really that's not even a room to say whoa kuzobe kungcolile and whatsoever. All those are just sort of like blah 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 thing. But again, I respect people who do it for whatever reasons they are. Angigxeki umuntu for that, but I wouldn't think it's gonna be fair to bash people again who prefer not to. It's just a personal choice for both parties, and there is nothing wrong in either parties, but we also need to acknowledge as well ukuthi ukunga-circumcise kunamanye ama-advantages that people who are circumcised don't have. We've got a lot of numbers of people. It's just that maybe we're not gonna get them. Who will come out and say, we talk as amadoda, sinama rooms that sihlala khona singamadoda sixoxe. Who will tell you ukuthi kona I wish I could take back my foreskin? We've got a large percentage number of such guys with such regression in their lives. But anyway, yeah, that's my 2 cents opinion that I thought I could come in and share.
Thank you so much. Bayakhala abantu besifazane lana bathi bona hayi bafuna vele 1 hour bazobenza no 15 minutes. Nangunosuku ngiyambona ukuthi uyashiseka la. Ngizocela usuku ukuthi asho ukuthi uthini, then I'll come back to uThando because I've heard it everywhere. Lento yokuthi it's medically good, preventa nama or reduce ama chances of ama contractor izifo ezithile. Nanokuthi ngicela ukusho nje ukuthi you cannot compare it to vagina. Vagina iyayiwasha, iyayicleaner, inkununu le ehlala kwi foreskin izibe nezintuli enye kube ungangikhumbuzi izinto engangingayibona ngamehlami. Hayi awukhulume Sipho.
I get Buti Kulekani, with all due respect, Buti. I respect, but anyway, Thenjiwe Khulume. Lapha bemfuna ukutshela ngevagina. Ivagina itself cleaning njengendlebe yabo. So basically, technically, thina sivele clean. But let's be honest, i-bacteria eyathanda indawo ezi-moist. Angizange ngithi ukunga-circumcise means it, but it reduces that. I'll ask you one thing. Between the boy child and the girl child, bangaki abangakutshela the boy ukuthi I wash myself every day. I'm not talking about men abasebekhulile, but bona labana sebekubo teenage years, besithi most men don't bath every day like us women. And it's not about bathing, but izitshwala bro. Izitshwala zikhona, ngingaka mdala bro. Ngimdala. Izitshwala zikhona. Asingeke siqambela namanga. Izitshwala zihle ziputhe off lawe vele uhluzwe vele usuku 0. Yabo. Sikutshela namashuwa hygienically keep it pollinate. Lokho kuthi amane, it's here. Lokho kuthi ayivuki, iyalala, it's here. Oba nice, ube clean, we are all okay. But if velvet cake, it's always clean, child more. So if we are to teach our boy child, now I would prefer circumcision. And I am not looking down on anyone who's uncircumcised because our choices vary. But with one, bacteria lena ibuya lama diseases amanye ukuthi sometimes the person doesn't even realize. And most men, boy child, I don't want to say men because men will say I'm not respecting you. So I'm just gonna say boy child. Boy child never baths every day. Wash. So imagine if a uncircumcised is a back in Labana 20. And yesterday I got gezanga. I'm underwear, let me not even say it. They don't change their underwear as much as frequently. And then you've got polonic, and the bacteria is enjoying that warmth. And then you have those things. If we want to be clean, me now personally, I just think circumcision is the best. And you say it's a myth that it reduces. Ama illnesses, that's what I'm saying. When I allow ama illnesses, our bacteria, it's not my field. I'm talking in general. Yes, I'm a mental health nurse, but I think OCC can tell you more. But I'm talking from experience in what I have seen and realized. These things, the cleaner, they cut off that thing, the better. And I function, man, it's here. Just know how to use your tool. You can give me this remote. If I don't know which buttons to press and figure I must grab. Don't blame it on foreskin. Don't blame it to they go that was very fast about 2 minutes, 2 cents. They want to know where right. So that's my own opinion, and I respect everyone's opinion. But if velvet cake is self-cleaning, it can copy. Bacteria loves moist places. And I would advise the boy child to circumcise.
Yo, thank you so much, Sugu. Hey, yabona nje khulekani sekuthi angifonele wonke ama-ex akho ngibuza ukuthi nathini ukuthi ungayikhulumeli wena. Ngifuna ukukhulumela ama-recipients ukuthi wona thini. Thando, ngicela uphinde usicacisele when it comes to lezi zinto ezi-medical, lezi zinto ze-health ekuwukuthi iyasiza ngazo indaba yoku-circumcise ukuze size kahle ngoba hayi uyayiphikisa lana ukhulekani uthi hayi imyth le imyth.
Okay. Okokuqala ke iya-reducer ayiqedi getting ama-STIs. It doesn't mean just because usu-circumcised uzohamba uyolaba wonke wena just because you think circumcision will sort of will eliminate your risk of getting ama-STIs. And what I was speaking about was things that have been researched, so researching mostly qua health into eyenziwa is that you take a sample of people, right? So when you take a sample of people and you monitor them over a certain period of time, then that is when you get results. Or this is what happened. So it was found that people who did get circumcised had a reduced risk of getting STI. The thing that you need to that we need to be very mindful of is that when we speak about these things, we never say the same way gutiwa if uza ginger no lemon you are preventing a flu. It doesn't mean that, just not what it means. It just basically means it reduces your risks. So now you still need to take care of yourself. You still need to wear a condom. You still need to stick to one partner who rambo and go around sleep because I said that. So we need to be mindful about all those things. When we speak about these things, it's in a general sense over a certain group of people who were asked questions and who were actually monitored over a certain amount of time. So I mean, the same way that there are people who say about you can get STIs from sitting on a toilet seat. There have been people who actually did get STIs from sitting on the toilet seat, but that doesn't mean that wonke umuntu uthola ama-STIs. It's just a different, like, it's just different strokes for different any into we still need to practice your safe sex. You still need to wear your condom. You still need to stick to one sexual partner. You still need to go for your regular STI screenings, even if you're circumcised. And then when it comes to nerves, again, that is just an opinion. Have said that it has increased their sexual pleasure. A lot of people say that it has reduced their sexual pleasure. So we can't really stick on that to see it reduces the sexual pleasure when there are people who have come up say that it actually does help them. And you know, there are people who are circumcised abasa hambu 15 minutes. So there are people who are circumcised abasa matu just because, and people who are uncircumcised about my 2-minute noodle. It just depends on how your sexual drive is. So circumcision, it doesn't affect your sexual drive. It's all depending on you. There are people la it's improved. Abanye said that piece. So if we 2-minute noodle, we 2-minute noodle. If you're a 3-hour man, you're a 3-hour man. There's nothing that we can do about that. We can't blame circumcision for the length of sex that we have.
Thank you so much, Thando. We are trying to add you. Your internet iyabheda noma kunqaba idlozi lala ekhaya ukuthi ungene kwi-stream, but we are trying to add you. I can't wait to hear ukuthi uzothini. Ngicela ukubuza ke Khulekani. If umuntu wesimame ozwana naye, assuming ukuthi uzwana nomuntu wesimame, these days you cannot just say umuntu wesimame. Ake ngithi nje if umuntu ozwana naye athi yena uyithanda circumcised, what would you advise umuntu wesilisa to do? If I'm a male, I'm your friend, I come to you, I say, hey mnganami, manje uJoyce uthi ucela ngiyo-circumcise, what advice would you give me? uJoyce ucela ngiyo-circumcise akayizwa kahle.
Right, like I say, at the end of the day, we need to talk about both sides of the coin, and then it becomes an individual's choice at the end of the day. Mangikhuluma ngama-nerves, I see people bathi kona assumption. No, guys, we are talking in biology. This is not assumption. In biology, we did all this, and even now, ngazungene ku-Google, is there biological. A foreskin is the most sensitive thing when it comes to the nerves. That's biology. It's got nothing to do with. Let me put it. I don't want to say with the common sense, but it is biology, and it's been tested and it's been proved. Again, I will, to answer your question, I will answer biologically. And here, usuke khuluma ukuthi no, kunabantu, like ukuthi kuyangcola, kune-bacteria, nana. Here, I think ukuthi we are talking about abantu abadala who has to make the choices to go and get circumcised or not. We will not talk about abantwana abangakwazi ukuzigezela ukuthi abanabo 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. Obviously, at that age, umntwana kulana afundiswa khona ukuthi no, this is how you treat your manhood as you grow up. But talking about mature men, I would think ukuthi they will definitely know boundaries on hygiene and what to do. I mean, to keep it.
Wekhulekani usumane wayiceba ukuthi ayishuthi awulali namadoda. Thina sazi amadoda, sazi imhlola.
Okay, angeke. Okay, no, okay, lapha ngeke ngiphikise. Okay. No, okay.
Okulale nje namadoda noma be-3 noma be-4 ubuso uyabuyisa ongixoxe.
No, thank you. I don't. not disrespect to them, but no, it's not my. But okay, I angazi ke lapho ke then. But again, okunye ngenkathi ngikhuluma ngabo 15 minutes and whatsoever, I wasn't literally talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 15. It was just a matter of trying to say ukuthi umuntu biologically on a foreskin, sensitivity yakhe as a man biologically it's higher. I mean, I don't even know how I can go and prove this, and I'm talking about biological terms here. It is gonna be higher. That's the reason why umuntu ongena foreskin will be able to even go more than an hour. That's the reason, because at that point, your sensitivity is really reduced. Again, it's one on its own, because when we need also to understand what sexual desire is a mental state at the same time. It depends what somebody's thinking at that time. There are so many coefficients that are put together at the same time when two people are making love. It comes from the mind and it goes back to the sensitivity of somebody. So all those things really, I think maybe the main topic of the main debate of the topic is terms of whereby what does biology say? And usisithando ngenkathi ekhuluma nangalento lena yokuthi it reduces. Guys, let's not forget, this is the same statement that put many youths in danger, because many people had that thing, they perceive that thing. If you are circumcised, your chances are reduced to not to have HIV, not to have STIs. And with the rate of our youths, they went all the way to say, if it is reduced, ngizohamba nyongena nyoro. And that's what they've been doing. That's most of the reasons now whereby we have a high rate of HIV in South Africa, because of that mentality. People will go and circumcise, and then they go there and say, my chances are reduced. And that's a wrong syllabus that you are teaching. Those diseases, they go through fluids, and the fluid is generated automatic as somebody wants to penetrate, because a fluid is meant to be something which is reduces friction, and by the time that goes out, everything has gone out, whether you're circumcised or not. So for a reduction, it's either a condom. Let's not talk about circumcision in terms of reducing diseases. That's just a total myth biologically. And I've only heard it in South Africa, that myth only.
Hi. Kodwa-ke kusho njalo in medical books. That's what the doctors have been telling us. That's what even our government clinics are saying. So thina sihamba ngokushiwo number 1 we-country. Okunye engifuna sigxile khona as manje inkonzo yasekamereni siyakubona ku-medical, because nothando besitshela ngendlela nabo abafundiswa ngayo, ngendlela ebhalwe phansi, ngendlela abenza ngayo, because they can't make their own rules. They can't say idlozi kasuku lithi akwenziwe kanje. Manje nangu-Joyce, uJoyce uthi yena akawumunci u-ice cream, akasimunci isiqede esinefindo. Ucela ucacishe
at the end of the day again,
rather uJoyce angakuniki indaba.
No, at the end of the day, honestly speaking, as a person, as a human being, I mean, I'm not gonna divulge on my beliefs just because uJoy is here. I'm just gonna share this side of my story, and if you're not happy with it, it's fine. Let's respect that, and I mean, and we move forward. It's not a crime, and I think it's not only Joyce out there who is in the world. Technically, we will have to agree to disagree on that. Yes, but yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go all the way and and sort of like try and cut my finger just because Joyce prefers somebody on a minute 04. That's too much of a compromise. And if ungithanda for real, hayi ngizohamba phela ngiyogeza, manje ngiqeda kugeza semprovile ngiclean, So azishe-ke.
Uthi uzamo women takes long to reach that climax, hence women prefers the circumcised man. Ukuze abantu besifazane nabo bathole ukujabula kwabo, bacela nawe njengomuntu wesilisa ubalekelele ngokuthi uyokhumula upholo neck ngoba bona bayathatha isikhathi eside ukufika laphana. Manje mina ngikwazi ukukhuluma kakhulu because anginayo i-experience yalento enikhuluma ngayo.
Is it gonna be fair then? Okay, masingathi sifuna bonke abafazi badonse.
Zamo
Ukuthi wonke umuntu mawufika umfazi ubudonsile nawe.
bakhona abathi abangena endlini enganamakhethini.
Oh, okay. So then will that make it one?
Akhona amadoda
Will that make it? Will that?
Akhona amadoda ayagodola endlini enganamakhethini.
So, but then, okay, as a woman, would you all go all the way now ufuna ukusatisfy le ndoda ngoba ithe ifuna ungena endlini
enganamakhethini? Bafaka ngisho i-super glue benzela nina. Nina nihlula ukosusa nje lento encane. Abantu besifazane ungabona kugcotshwa ama-Norox, kugcotshwa o-green pepper. Ayikho into abangayenzi for nina. Banama-cancer nje ngenxa yokujabulisa nina. Wena nje
hayi ngeke.
Mhlawumbe sewakwalidla ngisho eline-spice sasenandos. Awukhulume Thando, sengikhathele ukukhuluma. Awu, ayikho into abangayifaka abantu besifazane. Omunye ngempela wafika esibhedlela esefaka i-super glue lapha ethi uyalinciphisa.
Yo, hayi. Hayi.
Thando, uthini wena ngale ndaba?
Okay.
Now, not as a medical.
Okay. Yeah, understand.
As a girl, as a girlfriend, as a female, as a sister. Uthini ngale ndaba? Singabe safa ukuthi umthetho uthi not umthetho ukuthi i-medical bani as a girl nje, as a girlfriend, what are your views?
Personally, right, I think most of the women that esengiqhamuke now across them for a circumcised man. Now people have different variations as to why they prefer a circumcised man. It's the issue of giving oral sex. Other people, it's being reasons, like I said, and it's just a preference for people. So personally, like circumcised, just go and get circumcised. That's my personal view on it. But obviously, if kuwukuthi akuyona into ofuna ukuthi uyenze, then again that's another thing ukuthi it's your choice. But I think I speak on behalf of many women when I say we prefer it circumcised. And when we talk about, you know, uguti, do we as women, I mean, women jump through hoops. And like I say, uguti, kulekani, you both. But some men out there, even men who come and actually do the procedure, you have to literally pull it back and clean it on the day of the procedure because that it hasn't been cleaned for a long time. So you bath, but not every man baths. You understand? So masfika lapaya, that is why there's this thing. Yoguti, we had the person before. If we wouldn't need to have skin cleaners. We wouldn't need to have gauze to wash around the area. We start doing a circumcision. So the reality is, you know, it's each to his own. You know, like the way some people prefer to shave and some people prefer to shave. So it's all about what your standards of cleanliness are. But the reality is most men out there, i-hygiene ngampela nje iyababhuquzisa nje, and it's very very ngoba ke phela ke asikwazi ukuthi sihambe siyobabamba abantu ukuthi sibagezise ngenkani.
And kwenye inkathi lento kusuke sekuphuthunywa, uyacabanga nje nisemotweni ufuna ukuthi 1-2 kusafanele uqale phansi umuntu ayogeza. Yeyi Nkosi yami, hlupheka kwethu abantu besifazane kuyayiwe ezulwini nofeni wachaza nichaza izono zenu. Uthi uMatsi, the problem is that most of us black people we don't respect people's choices. Even though circumcision is a choice, people will shame you for not doing it. You circumcise, still they have something to say. Yabona-ke we can't shame people. I think it's it's very important to make it clear ukuthi it's a conversation between abantu ababili but decide, and it becomes a problem kubantu especially umuntu wesilisa onabantu abaningi besifazane, because uthola ukuthi usuku uyifuna circumcised, uThenjiwe uyifuna ingekho circumcised, bese begcina bengazazi nabo ukuthi fanele benze njani. Omunye wesilisa akafuna ukuzwa ngomuntu, but I think ungabe uthandana kahle nomuntu wakho, thina sikho open as abantu abamnyama imvamisa about izinto zasekamereni. Abafana bayahamba yokhuluma bodwa, namantombazana ahamba yokhuluma bodwa. Abangani bakho nje bakhona bake bakutshela ukuthi hey mina mfethu ngiyiqhude nje angikwazi ukulasta more than 2 minutes. We all pretend like konke kumnandi kanti abantu bayixakekele bayilambele, but it's important ukuthi singabaforce abantu futhi singahlekisi ngabo mekuwukuthi abafuna ukwenza lokho, mhlambe it's akuyena umuntu wakho, but futhi umuntu angathuki mase simncishela ukuthi unento esingazwani kahle nayo. Uthi Usurez Dlamini, should I say women are confused? Why am I saying this? They want circumcised men and still use a condom. What they use then? Can we talk about this? Guys, can we talk about this? Does it mean if you're circumcised, you shouldn't use a condom? Why do women want circumcised men and still use a condom? Awuthi ngiqale nangusuku eshiselwa lapha ke ngizwe.
Ayibo wena, being circumcised does not mean you can't totally contract STDs. So basically, a condom is used when about HIV. Nobody said if you are circumcised, you can't contract about STD or HIV. It's a part of cleanliness. And then when I was saying to men, city men don't, but when I was saying youth, I was respecting men on this platform. But the new time the Thenjiwe already said it, some men don't bath. Like if I could give you an example, that depends. There are different women. We're talking, when it comes to sex, there are different styles. But there's some oral sex. Would you eat a banana with some leaves? No, as comment show. A banana, you have to peel it off and eat. So some people would just say, we tell like nutrients, my leaves are my nutrients. But it's people's choices. And it, no, I am not going to tell you because I'm from Sugar's preferences. Here it's a discussion. And if I'm talking about circumcised and uncircumcised, I am not criticizing you, brother, whether you're circumcised or not. But it's a discussion, and to say, what are my advantages of being circumcised? I've been in the medical field. I've seen people coming back, you open, you realize the problem can end up with it. You've not been washing that area. I'm not talking about young boys. So sometimes we're on our way of trying to bath ourselves and stuff. But when it comes to sexual whatever things you want it, as I said to you, if somebody is circumcised, they are clean and all nice, and uti lapa, you are eating a healthy diet, which is clean. I guess where I am not saying people cannot perform oral sex on uncircumcised. They can't on uncircumcised. But let's be honest. You can't compare the two. If it's circumcised, and bro, you are not saying you are criticized, they laugh at you. No. If you've got such friends who can laugh at you and open them about your circumcision and not, then they are not real friends. But if your girlfriend says, then if you have more, like Thenjiwe say, they will compare not. And they will say that. But it should be you, it's self-love, it's your self-confidence. You don't want circumcision, but your girlfriend wants it and you want it, that's it. It's up to you, like Kulegani said, how much you want your girlfriend to be. If you discuss Kulegani, Tandana, you talk, I would prefer it if you were circumcised, right? When our phone, nobody's forcing you. And then all those are getting circumcision here. We were talking about the reasons and advising boys and advising men. One, never be criticized whether you've got a marketing or not. It's your panani. It's up to you. Whether, but my advice is circumcision is easier. It's cleaner. With the fruit, you don't have to, I'm not saying I like oral. It's an example. Oral sex, nobody wants to put their mouth on something dirty. Although even oral sex is not safe, cancer, go to everyone have choice. As I said, choices. But let's just compare and take notes. And then when it comes to our nerves, I understand you, bro. My nerves, they do what they do. But then think about that woman when I spent it in 15 minutes, and I still guiding someone. I would respect you, boy. Okay.
Hey, thank you so much, Wesugu. Hey, kumnandi, like we have another person in the house, Atalanta Lambulo. Ngicela senda there's a message uphumzile uMachi Masamvu uthi circumcision does not prevent STIs. Can I just make it clear ukuthi bekuthiwe it reduces, it does not prevent. It definitely does not prevent. It reduces, just like even condom does not prevent, it also reduces. It reduces. Futhi nakhona hayi kakhulu, kancane nje bandla. The only thing that prevents ama-STI i-abstinence bakithi. Maningafana nami nje ningabi nenkinga nokuba netswayi, hayi-ke angaphela ama-STI. Kodwa nje mengabe nisahamba nicobhoza, ngisho kuthiwa ucobhoza u-circumcised noma ucobhoza ufake amakhondom awu-3, you are only reducing, awiqedi. Asizwe Dlambulo ukuthi uthini lapho wena. Hey, sengifile ukuhleka la ekhaya. Sawubona.
Yebo sanibonani. Esha aya. Yaphile kosinjani?
Siyaphila, ngicela uzongilekelela ngizwe ukuthi wena uthini la.
Nkosi yami ngisamamele. I just got here. Someone sent me this. I just got here. So I don't know where to comment on. So bensalalela ukuthi kuthiwani baje groupini. Hello. Anseko.
Oh, and I'm here. Sorry about that. Sikhuluma ngendaba ye-circumcision ukuthi into ekufanele bayenza abantu besilisa noma bengayenzi. We're not gonna asikhulumi ngeyabantu besifazane, siyokhuluma ngeyabantu besifazane ngelinye ilanga. Sikhuluma nge-circumcision yabesilisa. Asikhulumi futhi ngale ye-culture ukuthi kiwe entabeni. Sikhuluma nje ngokuthi mengabe umuntu wakho mhlawumbe ufuna ukukhipha upoloneke esibhedlela nokuthi umuntu wesilisa ekamereni kuba ngcono mebefakile mebekhiphile i-foreskin noma kuyazifanela noma kungcono uma bengayikhiphile. Sikhuluma nje ngalokho.
Oh hayi ngiyazwisisa. Hayi mina eyami into ithi ba I have no idea what, like I've never experienced engena okunodwabi. I'm just gonna say the stuff that or like they are. Okunedwabazanga experience. So I only know the ones that don't have. And I think okay, from what you guys were saying, I've heard, I don't have much experience, like much knowledge, but it says about like healthier than okunedwabi. So yacabanga ukuthi it's best if they continue doing it.
Hayi khulekani. Into emnandi nje iyodwa. Ngiyabonga kakhulu sithandwa sami. We have an extra guest. Kunene zama ungena uqongqothwane. Ngiyazi ukuthi uzovumelana ke nje nokhulekani ngoba kunini kuma comments. Ukuba unemvubu ngabe kade ngishaya ngemvubu. Ake simnike ithuba size ukuthi uthini. Kusazohleka la ekhaya.
Sanibonani ninjani?
Phela sithandwa sami unjani?
Ya kancane kufanele uqabula uhlanya. Siyaphila nathi.
Hayi asiphila awusitshela indaba zethu uthini ngale ndaba.
No, angitshela umuntu indaba zakhe, it's just the way ngibona ngakhona and the way kungakhona. You know. If singakhuluma ngendaba ye-circumcision, mele sikhumbule futhi kunento ebizwa ngokuthiwa i-female mutilation. Yabo. Bayichaza ukuthi kusuke kusikwane laphana kusikwani ngenxa
yokuthi ke ngicela ukukuvala lapho sishilo from the top ukuthi asikhulumi ngokwabantu besifazane namhlanje. Sikhuluma ngokwabantu besilisa. And also when just say one sentence ukutshela how different these things are. Owesifazane mesuke yokhishwa ubhontshisi usuke ekhishelwa ukuthi angayi-enjoy sex, usuke ekhishwa imizwa ukuthi ngoba uba promiscuous. Uyakhishwa ubhontshisi usuke engakhishwa amakhethini noma
singayikhulumi female mutilation
nje abantu besilisa.
Okay, abantu besilisa njengoba sisho nathi. Okay. Ukisho mina ukuthi njengoba khuluma
yebo please start again. Ngikufake ku-mute ngephutha. Please do start again.
Oh, okay, bengakasho lutho oluningi kodwa okay. For example, like ngiyabezwa abanye bakhala bathi amadoda angekho circumcised kanjani inkukhu in. Asiqale khona lapho ke lapha nithi inkukhu lapha. Ayikho indaba yenkukhu. Umuntu wesilisa oshesha achame okubizwa kuthiwa inkukhu iqhude. Lo muntu ushesha achame ngoba igazi like ipipi lakhe singathini or iprostate yakhe ingcolile, is filled with ama-acids ne-mucus. Ipipi lomjida ukuthi lime njengogodo lithi lime kanje libe ugodo liqine. Kumele ukuthi udle ukudla ku-right ukuthi, and the reason why ipipi lima siqale lapho, igazi liyaflowa. Uma igazi lingaflowi kuyawa bhu phansi. Bayazi kabaziyo ke. Yikho amadoda amaningi amapipi abangaqini ngoba bangcolile ngaphakathi. Once uclean igazi, ipipi lama nje lime nje kanje. Alindawo liqine lime lithi umshaya 45 minutes ungakachama. Yabona? Ngeke ningivumele ke ngalokho ngoba angaze nihlangane nabantu besilisa abayiphatha kahle, abafastayo, abazicleanayo, abangadli yonke lento edliwayo ngaphandle. Yabona? Abantu abadla o-cheese, o-chocolate, izinto enjalo bayashesha ukuchama ngoba lokho kudla kugcwele ama-acids. Madluleni lapho ke singayi lapho. Sikhuluma indaba ingcolwa kwepipi, bathi abantu kuno-cheese epipini, inkununu yonke lento le. Ukungcolwa kwepipi kudala futhi ukudla okudlayo. Now, uma ufuna ipipi lakho lingangcoli ibe nenkununu, uligeze kodwa vele kuzoba khona lokho kunuka lokho phinde iloku iphuma leyo nto emhlophe labathi ushizi. Kodwa uma udla right ngeke ube noshizi. For example, sibuyela kwabantu besifazane. Abantu besifazane abanye abaningi baba naleshani bathini ifungal. Ifungal what. Utsho ukuthi ulena umuntu wesifazane ulenayo yasha bekugcina uphuma izinto ezimhlophe eziningi. Kungasikho ukuthi uyachama kuphuma ukungcola. Yayizwa leyo nto leyo. Nako lokho kungcola lokho komuntu wesifazane kudala ukudla akudlayo. Nakho ongalisekela iphuzu lami abalaphi bendabuko noma sithi izinyanga noma singaphinde sithi emandulo kwakukhona ukudla ukuthi kwangavunyelwa ukuthi abantu besilisa abasebancane abasakhula nabantu besifazane bangakudli. Yabona? Ukudla okufana njengani amakinati, amaqanda kwabantu besifazane okunye ukudla ngeke ngisakubala ngoba sengikhohle, kodwa kukhona kuningi futhi lokho kudla lokho kungamele ukuthi kudliwe izingane ngoba uma bedla lokho kudla sebacabanga baba nemizwa. Yabona? Igazi liyashisa igazi ngokusheshsha, sicabanga nokulala nomuntu wani wesilisa. Ezinye izinto zazenziwa ke mandulo kwakuphehlwa. Uma sebabona umfana ukuthi sekaqala uvuke uyichamele wayephehlwa umfana. Nabo futhi abesifazane abancane babephehlwa nabo ukuthi bangabi nemizwa. Angivumelani ke mina nokuphehlwa kwabantu ukuthi abangabi nemizwa. Angivumi bese ngikusho nje lokuthi kwakwenziwa kanjani emandulo. Kodwa uma ufuna ukuvikela ukuvimbela ukuthi ungaze futhi uzuphehlwe, kumele uyeke ukudla okwenza ukuthi uvukele leyo mizwa leyo. Mina ngikhumbula ngabo 2000 ekhaya umama nobaba bedla amanye amakinati lawa ame kanje bathi awaseMozambique ame kanje phecelezi ngegama lesingisi kuthiwa ama-cashew nuts. Yabo, ama-cashew nuts bathi hayi akusiyo ama-peanuts awey'ngane lawo. Okay, ngangawadla vele ke, kodwa manje ngokukhulwa kwami ngase ngiyathola ulwazi ukuthi hawu yazi umudla for example for mina like mangidla nje into efana njengamakinati or into enjalo, hayi ngiyazizwa ngiyavukela sengiqale yabo ngiyacabanga ngithi yabona lo sisizinqa inkulu angamhlaba kakhulu kabi. Yabo, kodwa mangidla ukudla okufana njengemfino yabona nje ukudla okunjalo ama-fruit angicabanga indaba ya-sex ukuthi inkanuko ini kodwa asikho lapho sikhuluma ngani nge-circumcision yabona bese shilo ubhuti ukhulekani la nomunye futhi bathi Isaiah kwathi inkanda kahle yiyo enemizwa lapha wachaza ukuthi futhi abantu aba-circumcised baphusha kakhulu because they are trying to get ubumnandi abakutholi ngoba basiko wasuswa lokwenza ukuthi ube mnandi so indaba obumnandi ayihambelani nokuthi usheshe uchame ukusheshe uchama ukudla oku-wrong nje asiyibekele injalo to prove my point ukuthi ukudla oku-wrong abantu baze bathatha ama-Viagra so that ugodo hlale lumile luthe nse yayizwa leyo nto leyo mina ngisebenzisa iVaga ngidla right nje kuphela ukuthi ugodo luze lume luthi nsi yayizwa lo
olwakho mesenimile nje luma kube kungahlehla insizwe eyi-circumcised ziyeceleni
vele ziyohlehla
awuveze baba ngibona
hayi ukube bekuna 21 bengizakuvezela kodwa manje hayi sengikhulile kancane sengiyayihlonipha
asibone phela baba asibone mina ngumuntu osebenza ngama-proof so wena ngokwakho uthini uthi abantu banga-circumcise abantu banga-circumcise
mina ngokwami nje akumele circumcise like singabantu wakumele usike lokho wazala nakho okwakho ungakusiki nali iqiniso liyasha abantu bazokutshela thina esingekho sengikhasa sizubumnandi kakhulu ukudlula abanye nina abantu besifazane nina into endidayo ukuthi abantu besisenihlangana nabo njengoba sengisho eqaleni ungixolele singathini bangcolile yikho people shesheliwe if ubu healthy people bengekeliwe manje niphinde nikhohliswe ukuthi manishawa yilaba abangekho circumcised banishaya ududududu ngoba bafuna ukuzuba umnandi lokho abangakutholi manje nina bese nikhohlisa ukuthi hayi cha labo babona abasircumcised bayashaya cha bazama ukugijimisa iscore ngoba ubumnandi ababutholi yayizwa leyo nto leyo
but ke that works for us abantu besifazane so ehambani impela no circumcise khona nizokufuna lobo umnandi kupheli awo ngoba manje nithola nathi nisheshe nisifikise eshowe singakafuni ukwehla
no, you're losing a point. I already told you ukuthi the reason why abantu basheshe bachame badla ukudla oku-wrong you should have learned from there ukuthi hey yazi amajida kumele adle ukudla oku-right so that people zoma njengogodo liqile you should have caught me there that you should learn from there
nje mayesothini ngesibayekisa ukudla abakudlayo badla amapizza ney'nkukhu ey'thosiwe ey'nosawoti so sizothini
I am aware ngalokho that's why mina ngikunika i-solution a pure solution ukuthi uma ufuna ipipi liqile lobo godo this is what you should do you know I am aware nami ngiphuma lapho ngangidla cheese pizza ngiphuza utshwala ngibhema insango ngikwenza konke lo akukho engakwenzanga mina okwenza abantu abaningi mina bese ngisho nje iqiniso malimile lime kanje iqiniso nali iqiniso yabo nami ngangichama u2 seconds njengabanye amajida yabo nalami ipipi laliwa phansi yabo angihlukanga kakhulu kulamajida mina ngikhuluma into engiyaziyo yabona iqiniso kumele ulamukele umuntu umekutshela hayi ukuthi uphikise
ngiyalizwa impela ngiyalizwa and fortunately I wish you were here last week because last week uThando was with us again sikhuluma ngeindaba yokudla okufanele kudliwe abantu besilisa mhlambe naye uzophinde anezele kulokho so I'm sure naye she's in agreement with you when it comes to that because naye wayesitshela ukuthi we've gone wrong ngendlela esidla ngayo ukudla okungasile so wayezos-advise ukuthi ikuphi ukudla ekufanele sikudle ukulekelela especially ukuthi sibe healthy nokuthi nenkonzo yasekamereni ihambe kahle ngicela ukuze ukhulekani ukuthi uthina I'm sure uyajabula ukuthi hawu wafika uqongqothwane kade ngihleli nalabo mama beyigidela la kumina engathi umantras osezaleni iy'ngane y'dlala
imbokodo
uthini khulekani ngento esho uqongqothwane
hayi uyishaya ekhanda impela uqongqothwane kahle ke into engayisho nje ngigcwalisele kulokho akushilo yeah it is the truth le ndaba yokuthi kona umuntu vele kwamele ahlale ekline i-prostate yakhe. I-prostate has the power to everything. Lena nayo is a truth scientifically. Again, Thenjiwe ukhulume ngokuthi kona kumele sicabangele abantu abawabomama nabo bekwazi ukufika lapho baya khona. Ma kuyikuthi uthikhe wonke ama-boxes akho njengendoda, whether usokile or not, hayi noma ngasokile ngizokwazi ukukunika u45 minutes wami lona standard. Wena makukuthi awufikanga lapho kuyiwa khona or kuyiwe showe ngalo 45 minutes, hayi akusafuni mina so ngokwakho ke lokho. Phela isex is a personal thing. Nama nginawe ngihamba ngeyami indlela, nawe ngeyakho, kodwa sihamba sobabili. Makuyikuthi siyahamba so wena ufuna ukufika lapho kuyiwa khona, kusho ukuthi wena hayi phela yakhe mind somewhere lapho esingekho khona. Angeke enze ngithathe ingqondo yakho ngithi ifake lapho esiya khona ungeke, akusafuni mina ke lokho, kodwa ngizokunika u45 minutes wakho which is standard to everybody. And angeke uzudemand ukuthi somele ngiyosika ukwenze ngikwazi ukwenza more than an hour just because wena uzofuna more than an hour uzufike lapho oya khona. Hayi ngingena phi lapho mina. So ke and enye into le ndaba yokuthi kona abantu bezositshela ukuthi kona angeke ngikwazi ukudla into engasiko. Hey, ayikho lento kwaZulu, ngeke uzuze umkhize ethi wozodla lapha into zama 2000 lezi. Singena phi lapho nizositshela ukuthi kumele sizodla lapha sidle. Asingena indawo lapha. Hey, nisixolele nje kuloko. Ayikho lento esintwini. Sizwa ngama 2000 lento ukuthi uzani izodlala ngomlomo, akusento yokudliwa lento. Ayidalelwanga lokho vele. Dlanini manidla ningazosicela ukuthi sihambe so nquma into okumele sizinqume okungahambelanga sizinqume just because omunye umuntu uthi ufuna ukudla. Kudliwani vele. Ake nisiye.
Wangikhumbuza omunye umuntu owathi nje yena hayi ngeke Thenjiwe khohlwa. Ngeke ngiyikhothe mina lento, ngafike ngikhothe lento ngiphinde ngiyokhuluma ngalowo mlomo emsamo ngizobe ngidelela idlozi. Ngeke ngikhothe into yakho ngiphinde ngiyemsamo ekhaya mina engithethe idlozi. Ngizobe ngidelela idlozi. Ngoba amaZulu niyasihlupha bo. Niyasihlupha. Abanye abafuni ngisho ukusiqabula athi umuntu angikwadla amathe omuntu mina. Uthi uzongiqabula ungifaka ulimo. Yini lo ngenza yona? Angiwadla amathe omuntu mina, ungibheke kahle. Mangingathimisela amathe la ungawakhotha. Manje nje ufaka ulimi nje emlonyeni wami uthi kwenzekeni. Hayi kuningi inkosi yami. Ngicela ukukhulula bandla uThando, ngiyazi ukuthi she's got other commitments. Ngicela uvalelise bese uyasitshela ukuthi ngoba ngiyabona laba bawu2 ngisazosala nabo amagwala laba bayasaba ukuyosika. Usitshela ukuthi labo abafisayo ukuyocircumcise benza kanjani, and mebefuna siphinde sibanike i-information yasesithelo bese ngiyakukhulula ngoba ngiyabona ukuthi kusazoba mnandi la ekhaya.
Okay. Firstly, ngiyabonga for the interesting debate and the interesting amaview bawabekile. It was very informative. And again, njoba bengichaza ukuthi I was here to speak on medical male circumcision. It had got nothing to do with ama-cultures abantu nama-beliefs abantu. I was just sharing information to inform so that people can decide whether they want to do circumcision and do it on an informed basis on both sides of the spectrum. I think Leonto is a discussion again that you have nabantu bagini nomndeni wakho and your kids, but again it's always good to have two sides of a coin. Singagcini ngokuthi sizwe iside eliyi-one. And then when it comes to circumcision, yes, we do medical circumcision as Telo Clinic. Again, siyatholakala ku-Smith Street eThekwini. Igama lebhilidi esiklo Sangro House, and this is office number 522. So that is Smith Durban Sangro House, office number 522. You can follow us on Instagram. I-handle yethu ithi @SteloFamily. And then go Facebook, see Telo Clinic. And then inamba ongasithola kuyona u067 566425. Siphindi number 067 756 6425. So I hope I'll watch the rest of the live. Yeah, so thank you for having me, and I hope to see you guys again very soon.
So much, Thando. Guys, hambani niyosoka nizobalekelwa wo Joyce. Abasabayo bayasaba umzimba wabo, it's our personal choice. Ngifuna ukuzwa from uLokhuzana, uQamaha, hayibo yindaba ngithi uQamaha uCongcothwane, ukuthi nayo uyavumelana yini nalento yakhulekane. Ngiyababona laba bakwi-green room ngizongenisa manje. Uyavumelana yini nalento yakhulekane ukuthi khona izinto efanele singazenzi as abantu abamnyama mase kufika laphana endaweni yomathokozisana, because omunye yamshaya yamqeda indoda ethi naye wenza into ayibonile phela mengabe buka ko TV, wathi son of a beach. Hawu indoda yamshaya ngenqindi, yathi ubiza uMango Nondindo. Uyamazi uma wami ukuthi wasebenza kanzima kanjani esikhulisa ubabe engekho ebalekile segoli, wena namhlanje uzombiza ngoNondindo. So what are the limits ngempela kuthina mase abantu abamnyama, izinto ekufanele sithi hayi lezi ke ezabelungu azizenzi.
Oh, you mean, hey, indaba yokucansi, indaba yokucansi just depends ukuthi ulibhekise iphi nalo cansi lwakho, uyapi, what's your vision? Like for me, like I'll be honest, like 2012, you know, back 2012, let's say since 2014, yabona, bengiqhanyelwa and I'll just have sex just ngoba ngiqhanyelwe nje noma nginentombi nje ngoba ngiqhanyelwa. But okwamanje I'll be real, like, oh, am I off or what? I'll be real okwamanje. I'm not just having sex. Yini khathile kanjani?
Siyakuzwa nje kahle kakhulu. We can hear you. We can hear you. Please continue. Siyakuzwa. Nkosi yami ukusamnandi kangaka. Hayi akulutho ke angibe ngibingelela our new guest uSydney Mabizela. Sydney ngicela ungene ubingelele bese uhlala odabeni ukuthi wena uthini ngalento yokucircumcise, uyayivuma noma uthi cha cha cha?
Salibonani.
Yebo Sydney, ninjani?
Siyaphila sisithenji nabafowethu nodadewethu Suku. Mina bengifuna nje kubuza udokotela manje sengimthola sehambile lapha. Benginombuzo wami oyi1. Ukuthi kuphi umahluko ukuthi uzisoke wena nokuthi uyosoka esibhedlela. Ngoba mina kumbe ngathi mina ngesikhathi thina sikhula mina nginje ngasoka mina self. Yabona. So ngesikhathi sikhula thina mhlambe masithi 7 to 10 years yabona to 11 siyaphezulu angithi. Siyasesebancane nyana nje, and then mawubamba induku ngithi mawudonsela emuva so isikhumba lesiyana asingasemuva ngithi. So masikhula lapho abakhulu kunathi bathi mawunalento o mawunalomsipha lo oba ngaphansi awukwazi ukuzala noma awukwazi ukuthola abantwana, and lo msipha awufanelanga uyenqamukelela phakathi komuntu wesifazana obuhlungu. Uyangizwa sister? So besithi masithi wo 7 to 8 years besithatha ihlamvu lesihlahla, uyabona ihlamvu lesihlahla. Uyangizwa?
Hayi ngiyezwa kahle, cha ngisathukile. Ukuzisoka wena kwabhlungu ngilalele, yazi kwabhlungu induku yami ngingenayo.
No, mina ngizange ngizisoke ngalendlela, yikho bengithi ngifuna udokotela. Ngoba mina ngizayimisa ngeyami indlela mina engasazi mina ngesikhathi ngikhula esasizisoka ngayo. Yabona? Lento iyasebenza ifana naleyo nanoma uye esibhedlela, uyabona? So uma una 7 to 10 years ne uthatha ihlamvu yesihlahla, angazi mbe ngiright ngisikhulumela isindebele mina, so angazi mbe understand.
We can hear you. Sikuzwa kahle kabi.
Right. Uthatha ihlamvu lesihlahla and then isike laphana around ukuthi isikhumba lesiyana siye ngamuva, uyabona, lishiye ikhanda lenduko, uyabona, ukuthi mawudonsa isikhumba usidonsela ngamuva ikhanda lenduku likwazi ukusala livulekile yabo. And then mawuqeda laphana mhlambe masusithi 12 to 13 years suthatha itwine noma ubulunga benkomo amadoda
Silalela.
ngilethemba ukuthi abafowethu bangi-understand amalo ukuthi belusa. Uyabona ubulunga benkomo? Yabona ubulunga benkomo? Ya, lo bulunga benkomo but abenkunzi uthatha inaliti. Uyabona? Uthatha inaliti ubophela lo bulungu lobuyana ngaphansi. Uyabona ngaphansi angithi mawusasemncane kuba nomsipha laphana ngaphansi kwenduku. Yabona kuba nomsipha angazi mhlambe abantu ba understand. Kuba nomsipha ngaphansi kwenduku laphana. And then lo msipha lwana uyawubamba ngathi udonsela phansi kancane nyana ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi uyihlukanise ungabambani nelokunjeni ungabambani nekhanda. Usuthatha inaliti uhlaba uthatha ubulunga bufaka ngamuva kwenaliti uhlaba lapha ngaphansi ubopha njengomuntu obopha ifindo straight mfi. Just 1 day or 2 days lanto inqamukile and then isikhumba lesiyana sesiyabuyela sona soda emuva ungazange uyokhatha isikhumba ungazange uye esibhedlela. So ngendlela mina lo engasoka ngayo. So bengifuna ukubuza udokotela ukuthi kumehluko kuhluke ngani ma uyenza wena lokuthi uye esibhedlela. Ngoba thina ngesikhathi sikhula bebesitshela abadala kunathi bethi ma unalo msipha lo awukwazi ukuthola abantwana. Ma umsipha lo awufanelanga uyenqamukela ngaphakathi komuntu wesifazane.
I don't have to be a doctor or have any medical background other than ngangaya esibhedlela ngivakashela uAntwana. Kodwa I know ukuthi it is very dangerous. Infections. Guys, please don't do any self-surgery ngeke. Ama infections, i-risk ama infections ngeke nizoslimazela izinto zethu esijabula ngazo akuhanje kuyokwenziwa ngokwasesibhedlela. Hayi siyabonga mekuwukuthi wayenza kodwa isasebenza baba after i-self-surgery.
No ngisho khona izwa assistant ngesikhathi mina engangikhula ngaso not manje ngama 2000.
Mina ngifuna ukuthi emva kokuthi uziyenzile wena i-self-surgery isasebenza kodwa isavuka
kahle kakhulu. Ingane ezigcwala indluko lalaba ziyachachayile.
Hayi bengizothi ungivezele ngibone kodwa manje ngoba ngisafuna ukungenisa ucela umusa uyobuya ungivezele ngelinye ilanga. Cela ukuthi sawubona uthini wena ngalolu daba. Hayi kuyashuba la sekhona nama self-surgery. Cela umusa please unmute yourself. Hayi ucela umusa ngathi sisanenkinga naye uFrozen. Khulekani uthini wena ngendaba yama self-surgery? Ngoba asenayo umuntu ozositshela from a medical experience. Wena nje uwena uthini ngendaba yokuyinquma?
Right. I think into ekhulunywa umfowethu is not is circumcision okukhulunywa ngayo lana in question. I understand what he's talking about, but that's not really a circumcision. Usually, I think lenta khuluma ngayo it was something that you can easily do. I can't remember. I mean, naturally, if foreskin should be able just to go forward and backwards without any problem. Kodwa-ke makuyikuthi maybe ubuzithola unaleyo nkinga is something minor and it can even iyakwazi nokuzenzakalela even first time mawuba ne-sex nomuntu wesifazane. So it's not really something big. And you cannot say ukuthi you are circumcised ngale ndlela esikhuluma ngayo lana because you'll be still having your own foreskin and generally you still be uncircumcised. That's not circumcision. And I think it was something like maybe who were sort of like just instilling fear or maybe in a way of informal bullying. But that thing can happen when when you're having sex for the first time as a boy. So it's not really something big. But, and again, we need to understand that it does not make you or classify you as a circumcised person. You still having your foreskin, and yes, that means you had a slight problem for you not having your foreskin to go forward or backwards. So we can't even call that a surgery, really. So yeah, it's
Kodwa isibindi esingaka we isibindi esingaka kodwa ke
no kucishe kufana, singakufanisa nelona, singakufanisa nomuntu ongumama obhoboza indlebe yakhe. Mina as a man I would like ukubhoboza indlebe kubhlungu, but it's literally almost the same thing, really. It's not really something
pass edlulayo. But abantu besifazana ke fanele sibe careful ukuthi ingaqhumbukeli kuthina lezi zinto njengoba esho ukuthi kuthiwa nje bengathi buyela kumuntu wesifazane. Ngicela welcome ucela umusa ngizwe ukuthi yena uthini mayelana nale ndaba ye circumcision ukuthi uyayivuma or uyayiphika. Sawubona. Please unmute yourself, cela umusa. Musa, please unmute your mic. Yes, you did, and then you undid. Please unmute your mic again. Yebo sawubona. Hello. Siyaphila njani? Siyaphila njani wena? Yebo.
No,
Yes.
So according to me, in force umasilanda even Berlin so against the so kushinquma ukuthi uyakanda kweza yona kathanda. Yes, when phila ngaphansi nezifo ekona kubalekile ukuthi kwenziwe kodwa ngaba ukuthi izethe yomuntu ukuthi yena usayidi ukuthi ukwenza endaweni ke umhlothi ke amfikisa amalama khona ecabanga ukuthi
yes angazi noma mina ngedwa yini but amalokuzana I am having problems with sound yakho ayizwakali kahle. Angazi noma ufama headphones in inokuqhaqhazela. Okay, ngicela uphinde ukhulume.
Okay.
Okay, so sorry about that. We have lost him. Awuthi ngizwe uqongqothwane ukuthi uthini wena ngalento. Yeah, especially when it comes to how far do we go as okay nangu ngiyeza kwena qongqothwane nangeshisela usuku lapha sizuthini njengomuntu wesifazane.
Hayi ngiselo Thenjiwe, you know so kuzamele ngisuke kumele ngipheke but basically technically I think lwana oyenze self look khulekani ukungikhuluma lawe mina khulekani first when uthe ilokhuzeni iblow job uthe asokwesintini une proof yona le.
Yeah, hayi siyazi lezi into ezeza nabelungu lezi njengoba into ezeza nabelungu lezi eqinisweni because abelungu bebezazi vele bona ukuthi abakwazi
mana futhi uthe usisi lobana ngabe ngafiki masinyane athi buti osisi bafuna ukuqhenyiswa 10 to 15 times ka1 akaqhenyiswa kanye udade siyezwana so wena ungantshela ukuthi mina ngathi nxa ngifuna ukuthi ucontinue for an hour continue ungabi selfish wena ukuthi utha indaba zakhe nxa webe kuyinkinga yakhe nxa engakwazi ukuyenza wena undoda wena indaba igame nguwe wena ngubhora ngububhekam wena wena kumele you know so ungafuna ukuthi ngenxa ukuthi wena yathi one then dead wena kumele make sure ukuthi you keeping that life but nxa wena ususithi mina nxa sokufikile waya choma uyenza fake game akuna fake game khulekani kumele sizwisisane Asikhulumile ngesekhaya
hayi phela sisu kunento eyiwani okumele siyicabangelane lana kahle mase siyeqinisweni I mean singabantu kunento eyiningi esizenzayo asihlaleli ucansi nje impilo yethu yonke so my point enzama ukuyenza ukuthi I mean I think naturally and generally makuyukuthi ningabantu nihlala nonke maybe nishadile nakhona isikhathi sokuthi nenze lelo chance uthola ukuthi maybe into eniyenza maybe 2 times 3 times ngeviki uzothola nje into lena vele yami
ungenza 2 times 3 times ngeviki wena uhlala lo muntu no wonder besafuna 20
ngikhuluma ngabantu abanempilo lana abantu abasebenzayo hayi abantu abahlalela uchance
to keep umvuzo phakathi kwesikhathi sonto khulekani ungafuni ukuphambanisa abo boys khulekani
Imali guys, I need all of you. Ngicela ukuqala futhi ngoSydney. Ngicela ningiphendulele lo mbuzo. Well, it's not a mbuzo, it's a comment. Uthi usemachabane chamane. Yebo ngoba thina sikhuluma namadlozi ngeke ukhulume nomlomo ongahlanzekile. Ngabe kuyiqiniso ngempela ukuthi lento yokuthi umuntu omnyama ophila isintu akufanele akhothe izinto ngomlomo azophinda ayokhuluma ngawo emsama ayokhuluma namadlozi ngomlomo ongahlanzekile. Uthini wena Sydney bekuza lapho?
Lokho dadwethu kuya ngomuntu lokho yana. Ngoba mangabe sesiya ukuthi umlomo awumelanga ukhothe izinto ngoba nathi sinje kusho ukuthi nami nginje akufanelanga ngingene emsamo ngoba ngingena la kwezinye izinto noma endaweni ezingahlambululekanga so labadlozi la ukuthi ngathini so like ma ukuthi bethi bangivala ngale kusho ukuthi nami lapho ofanele ngihamba khona fanele ngihambe lapho okungcwele khona noma okuqonde khona ngoba sihamba endaweni eziningi ezingcolile so kuyefana lokho yadadewethu.
Hey cha ngiyeza impela kunina ngicela ukubingelela usanele ngiqale ngizwe ukuthi yena uthini ngendaba ye-circumcision bese yangitshela ukuthi uthini ngalento eshiwo ukuthi umuntu nje wesilisa wase-Afrika ngithi nje wase-Afrika noma womZulu noma wani ngeke uyokhuluma emsamo ufuna ukuhlonishwa ubukhotha izinto nanokuthi uthini ngendaba ye-circumcision. Sawubona Sanele. Sanele, hello. Hey, iyahlupha namhlanje sound. Ngathi iyadelaya ukusisa ngakusanele. Ngicela ukuze uqongqothwane ukuthi uthini yena and then ngizobuya ngize kuwena khulekani.
Oh, I think
uthini
question. What do ngicela uphinde Thenjiwe.
Ngalento abathi ngeke angithi abantu besilisa bathi bona bathi kuthiwa bona fanele kuthiwa ba-circumcise abantu besifazane ngazuthi kuthiwa badimanda izinto eziningi bafuna kuphinde kukhothwe nezinto emakamereni bathi bona babantu bona bamaZulu bona ngeke bakhothe izinto ngoba bayokhuluma emsamo ngalomlomo.
Hey, now uyayizwela, it has to do with culture nomsamo. So into ehamba kanjalo abanye abantu abanawo umsamo, abanye abantu abakholela kwizinto zomsamo. Singayibeka kanjalo, abanye nje abakholela ngalokho and ngeke sagxila ke ngalapho. Yabona? Kodwa mebangakholela, I mean abakholela kumsamo and then bese bathi ba against ukukhotha in. Leyo nto le ya understandeka because yeah, understand in a way yokuthi ukhotha bani. Maybe I can put in that way ukhotha bani, ukhotha bonke lamantombazane noma ukhotha umama sekhaya. At the same time mangathi ukhotha umama sekhaya kuphela. I'm not saying it right ngokuthi ukhotha umama sekhaya kuphela. I'm just thinking ukuthi mhlawumbe if ukhotha umama sekhaya kuphela namadlozi namathongo asekhaya ayazi ukuthi cha lo ukhocha kumama asekhaya. I'm not saying but at the same time into enza sense kimi ukuthi if uzokhocha bonke labantu besifazane abangaphandle, I mean like uyayazi into oyikhocha ukuthi yini. Come on, let's be real, let's be realistic. If
hayibo uyayazi inofaka kuyona ukuthi yini ngoba phela ulimi is a body part nenantingana is a body part, so ukuthi uthinta ngani that shouldn't make a difference.
No, it should make a difference.
Uzusabantu besifazane abanga ufunani kubantu besifazane abanga ngoba vele you're supposed to have just one.
No, me, I'm not kubantu besifazane bonke. I'm just saying amajita who are doing that. It doesn't make sense if ukholelwa kwabakini and then you go out uyokhotha abantu besifazane abahlukahlukene ongabazi. Awazi nokuthi umuntu belalana nabani izolo kodwa nje ukuthi we play all that stuff. Ucala ukuthi ushaya bonke abantu besifazane. Naye lo mshayeli uthola ukuthi ushaya amajita u3 before ufika namuhla. Awazi uyakhotha wena uyemsamo. Naloko kuncola lokho. Ukuncola kuza ngokufaka phakathi emlomeni wakho ukungcola lokho. Yikho umuntu bakwazi ukumdlisa, bamdlisa ngokuncola bese uyasebenza. Nako lokukhotha lokungcola uyayidlisa wena yourself. Awazi ukuthi udlani lapha. Yabo. That's why I'm saying it might differ. It might differ if ukhotha unkosikazi wasekhaya ohlala naye. Angisho ukuthi ngivumelana lo, but I'm just saying
ngiyakuzwa kahle. Mina ngikuzwa kahle.
Yabona, it might differ. At the same time anginalo ulwazi lokuthi amathongo azoyivumela leyo nto yokukhothana. Angikwazi lokho. I can't say that. I can't.
Kodwa ukuthi nabo omkhulu kade babekhotha mhlambe bajabula kakhulu uthi awunangezokhuluma ngomlomo onuka into yethu esasiphila ngayo emhlabeni. Kodwa sikuboke lapho. Awuthi sibingelela umangaliso. Siza ukuthi wena mangaliso ngiyeza kuwena wekhulekane. Ngikhuluma kahle le. Mangaliso sawubona uthi wena ngendaba ye-circumcision nayo le ndaba yamakhothana. Hey kwamnandi la ekhaya sesibheke ko-Cottelicious manje. Hey cha niyakhuluma.
Hawu ba, eyazilehlekisa besezwa yo. We are feeling as I jump in watching a comedy show for the past 2 hours. You guys ayikho into engayikhuluma ikhuluma zoba khona. Okay, Lord. No, but then to be honest, Thenjiwe yokubuye kusahleka mina. Hey, asibakuqede ukuthi into ethezwa.
Awusazwakali sisithenjiwe.
Angizwakali sorry. Ngithi ene wena uthini kalento ngempela uyamqeda umangaliso asakwazi ngisho ukuyibamba Nkosi yami. Shuthi siyayiyeka. Futhi indaba ngize kukhuleka ningakezwa from umuntu wesifazane. Ayengizwe ngosuku ukuthi uthini yena. Nathi mebethi ayikhothi yini nathi ekufanele sithi asiyenzi.
Vula pe so bona right. So ma uthi kayikhothwa. Mangaliso stop laughing. So ubathi stop laughing. Bathi ngesintu kayikhothwa. Akongutshele ba. Mina ngezwe ukuthi abomkhulu kudala when they wanted ukuthi becele ucansi bomama babephambi ukuthi isongodondolo bethi. Khathesi sine floor play. You want to suck my breast? Uyafuna ukungikhisa emlonyeni wami uyafaka ulimi lwakho. So ufunani? Usunje ukuthi abadala bazathi uyenze half ungayenzi half. Hayi kabi lingafaka abadala phakathi. Ma uyenza you don't know ukuthi babesenza njani bona ya before play. Enxa umele ukhothwa akukhothwane, nxa kumunywana akumunywane nje impilo kuyahamba. Omunyayo kamunye okhothayo kapho life goes on. Stop kumele ungamunye kodwa enhlizweni yakho uyafuna ukukhotha. Khothanani nje njengabantu banawa. Khothanani lisikhothele. Obhuti khotha nje. Inhliziyo imhlophe. Ku right umuntu wakho angithi kwalelana ukukhotha umuntu wakho. Yekela la mumuze ungumuntu wakhe. Umzimba iBhayibheli lithi umzimba wakho ngowami owami ngowakho. Utsho ngizenza konke engifuna. And then girlfriend and boyfriend angiyazi relationships yena. But indaba yokukhothana so yama 2000 lingafaka bemsamo wena ngangakazi experience but don't knock it before you try it. Phela awusoze phambi kufika uthi ibhudlu awumthinta umuntu lapha awumenzi next akhona kungithi ama sweet nothings lapha endlebeni uyesaba kunyenyezela bazathi besinyenyezana bemsamo ukuthi akusela foreplay so kama ubhudlu angiyathanda vele somele ngisuke so uthi ngizadala 2 minutes but nabo ubhudlu lingadlali ngathi akukhothwane kumunywani.
Let me. Yes, the reason I was laughing before was because I didn't the way he was saying it, he was so passionate about it. But this is what I have to say, guys. I'm judge or whatever. But all I'm going to say is personally, I believe one is on the clitoris. The reason why uNkulunkulu is the clitoris is because most of them, penetration is. And the reason why we have sex in the first place, now the unfortunate thing about sin is obvious whether the sex is good, whether it's bad, obvious. In the obvious, I'm thinking is losing about tricky are the females. The females are tricky in terms of ukama. Ilento ke enza ukuthi most abantu besifazane bagcine bethi behamba bethi thina ezabantu besilisa siba satisfy ngokucansi. And that is ngenxa yaleyo fact leyo. What I'm going to say what the female body does. Kukhona lento lena ekuthiwa clitoris. Abantu abaningi bazi bayibiza ngokuthi ke ubhontshisi whatever. If you stimulate Liana properly, Goba, it's not just about stimulating it. Are you doing it properly? Okay. All right. Is it explicit? Okay. Got again. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you to enjoy. But it's a corner into. Okay. It's fine. Okay. All right. I'm going to make an example. Clitoris has a protective layer. When protective layer is hood, it is so what you do is and you move the hood up. The hood is to protect. So you move it up in the super, and then with the tip of your tongue, if Uzoi, basically I caught. Okay, if you do it properly, and while at the same time you are touching her somewhere, depending on what sports. But then if you're doing that properly, that is why you need to take your time when it comes to foreplay. That is where you find the wood. That is what women have something called the multiple orgasms. So by the time when satisfied already. Ukhipha kwakhiphi usuzoqeda umsebenzi nje wakho ke manje noma usungashawa 2 minutes uhappy yena into ongakazi uyibone ngoba nobabili you both of you have reached the ultimate point of ukwenza kwenu ukanzi uma lapho angeke sakubeka but mhlawumbe ngesinye isikhathi ngizobe sengichaza ukuthi ke contact ukusquatter. How do you get her to a point where lana azakwazi ukusquatter khona? Ngicela ukuyishare lapho nje ngicela ukukhuluma omunye engaze ningijudge. Sengithule.
Akukhulumi mina ke lana kukhuluma ababukelayo bathi ukhulekani ngathi akayizwa ke le. Uyayezwa le yobhontshisa abagqoke igqoka abasuswayo kube njani. Hayibo guys besikhuluma nge-circumcision angazi sifike kanjani kobhontshisi angazi sifike kanjani komakhothana kodwa ngoba sesifikile ayisekho into esizoyenza Khulekani bathi awuyizwa wena kahle le.
Right. Thenjiwe. Ngenkathi ukhuluma nje ngendaba yomsamo, that means usuvele ungena ku-culture. Le ndaba lena nje ukusokhulunywa ngayo le ndaba kamakhothana nani. Singahlala kuze kuse lokhu siphikisana ngayo lento lena. Into lena iqala ize nje ngoba abantu sebeqala ukubuka ama-pornography kuma-internet nani zonke lezo zinto. Ekubeni nje into lezi eqinisweni ke, I mean, akekho umuntu wesizulu omdala ongayemalana ukutshela ukuthi kona ufuna angazi angikakamboni lana ngikhuluma ngabantu abadala angakezwa ngakho lokho bekungekho into nje bilihlazo nje lena nje ubeka as a failure.
Abakhuluma phambi kweyingane abantu abadala bakhuluma bebodwa khathi ingane isathunywa esitolo basale bakhulumela.
Hayi, angithi nami lana ngikhuluma njengendoda ekwazi ukuhlangana namanye amadoda amadala. Ngithi ngikubeke kanjalo.
Anikhuluma.
No, noma ikhulunywa nje, I mean, sinokuxoxa nje amadoda akudala bakutshela kahle ukuthi angiyezi leyo nto mina phela. Angiyezi lento inento yayo omele uyifake, hayi ubani ubhizi ufakana nomlomo endaweni engafanele. Zikhona izinto omele zingene kuleyo ndawo, hayi ubani ufakane nomlomo endaweni engafanele. Ngidlule nje lapho ke into lena ibe usiko nje labantu asuke sebethanda izinto because esikhathini esiningi bese bengabi satisfied ngento abayitholayo, and kwamele si understand kahle vele kanti ukuthi ucansi vele what is the main reason for ucansi ebadaleni was only meant for reproduction. This thing lena eza ngelona eza nge-pleasure nani into nje siyibone nje kumanje kubo 21st century into ezinjalo nje kukanti ke I mean nakhona angisho ukuthi ku wrong, don't get me wrong. Lena size sifike lana just because ngoba besikhuluma ukuthi kona abantu besimame bakhuluma ukuthi amadoda makayosoka because bona abafuni ukukhotha ipipi elingasokiwe ngoba lingcolile. Ngase ngiza ke mina ngithi kona kanti why sokumele ngize ngiyosoka for ukuthi ujabulile ngizonyojabulisa ujabulile abekwazi ukungikhotha? Is this really a big enough reason for me? It's not. I'm not gonna be pushed ukuthi ngiyosoka just because ubani uthe ufuna ukukhotha into ehlanzekile. No, I'm not. It's just beyond. It's not a good enough reason for that. Ipipi, it was meant for something for reproduction. Senze abantwana ekhaya usokile awusokile abantwana bagcwala ikhaya kwintantalazo kube kuhle kube mnandi kunje. Wena osathi ufuna ubunandi ufunani nani? Uthatha ubunandi bufuna umuntu oseteste abantu abawu4 5 ozokwazi ukuthi hayi wena umnandi wena ukho mnandi uba usuvele uxhwalile ngokwakho wena usuzokwazi usitshela ukuthi mina ngisokile ngikho mnandi ubani akasokile umnandi. Kunokuxhwala vele ukukhona phakathi khona lapho ekubeni ke makukuthi bowumuntu ebusintwini ugane kahle wathola vele nje itopic esingangeni kuyo sakhumuzi le ndaba zokusoka nani nama-catness vela zidiscusswa. Sakhumuzi mama kwenziwa abantwana sesingakhuluma ukuthi hayi mama ngijabulise kanjani baba nithinte kuphi lapho ukuze nami ngijabule. Hayi lapho ukuthi siqala ukukhuluma indaba zokuthi ubani vele ungena emzini vele esexhwalile usefuna uku-explore into azibone kuma-internet ukuthi hayi awuthi ngenze kanje ngithinte lapho abelungu bebekwenza lokho because bebesazi ukuthi into zabo I mean njengoba umfowethu etshilo ukuthi abantu abaningi beza ngabo 5 minutes cause bengcolile bedla abo chocolate bedla nani vele abelungu bekuyikudla kwabo abachati abaqhumi abathatha abaqhumi zonke lezo zinto thina sikhule ngakho lokho vele nje besikwazi ukuthi masizongena emidlalweni hayi vele
uthini
sishayinte ezwayo
uthini ngendaba yezitayela zokuduniselana indaba zodogi style uyayivuma noma nayo uthi hayi ukho umuntu ozodunisela idlozi la
like njengoba ngisho eqinisweni I mean it will be unfair for me ukuthi ngigxeke i-lifestyle. Kodwa ke into engayisho, into zonke lezi sizibona kumabona kude. Kuyikuthi nje abantu sebefuna uku-explora. And ke ma kuyikuthi eqinisweni silanda udaba lokuthi what is the purpose of sex, then we will understand. Lena kunye is called exploring. Lento nje sokukhulunywa ngayo lena. And ma ngingumuntu wesintu konke I mean ngisazofuna ukukhuluma kusho ukuthi vele mina ngisaphethe isintu sakudala whereby ukuthi mina ngizobe like ngisakholelwe emsamo into ezinjalo. So lento zoku-explora nani hayi cha akuzona ezami. And ke ngicela ukuyibeka futhi okokuqala usuku wakhuluma ukuthi kona bafuna ukuthanyiswa benzweni. Ngicela ukuyibeka icace la. Ngizokunika u-hour lami. Ukuthi wenzani ngalo akusafuni mina lokho. Akudoke ligayelwe mina lelo. Thatha nali hour and I think it's fair enough. Ngizokwazi ukugquma ngithathe ngenze yonke into nje ngikwazi ukusustain for an hour. Ukuthi wenzeni ngalo wena cha akusafuni mina lokho impela. Hayi uzongixolela. Thatha umqondo wakho ufake lapha esikhona sihambe sonke lendlela. Senze into esihlangene ngayo lana. Mawusafuna ukwehlangana no John lwana oba wenzani nini mina ngenze lento ezenziwa uJohn. Taka baba. Cha usendimele wrong lana. Aya ngiyaxolisa.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. If you have not subscribed to YouTube channel wami, ngiyacela ni subscribe kumahala. It is 100% free. Please join the family. Kumnandi like haya. Please do subscribe. Kwaze kwamnandi ngaze ngajabula namhlanje. Ngicela ukuzwa weSydney wena uthini ngalezi zinto ekukhulunywa ngazo?
Hayi lokhu dadewethu kuya ngomuntu ukuthi yena uthanda ini. Mayena ethanda ukwenza lokho utshona khona. But yabona indoda emzulu enjengokhulekani so hayi ngibona phela ngathi akubamba umshini. Akubamba umshini but masiza kuleyo msamo ukuthi yena akakhothi ufanele ukukhuluma nabadala emsamo. So kusho ukuthi ufaneleke ulale lo muntu oyi-1 noma umama wasekhaya kuphela ngoba ungahamba uyengena le nale uza nokungcola ekhaya uhamba uyengena lakho endlini yemsamo. Yabona. So yinto engayisho kodwa lokho kwesitayela noma khothana akuphuma emuntwini ukuthi yena uyathanda ukuyenza leyo nto noma akayithandi. Maye engayithandi nakona akayithandi kodwa maye ethanda uyangena khona. Kodwa leyo msamo mina ngibona ngathi indlela nje yokucasha ukuthi bona abafuna ukukhotha bese besithi bona bakhuluma nabadala emsamo. Yindlela yabo nje yokucasha okhulekani leyo yokuthi abafuna ukukhotha ngalo ngoba ma bethi yena umlomo ungcolile. So kusho ukuthi ukungcola bayakuthatha nakhona ngaphandle maye nomuntu onomama oyi-1 wasekhaya owaziwa emsamo. Lapho ngiyavumelana nakhona ukuthi hayi lokho kabakwenzi kodwa ma umuntu wakhona elala nale uza nakho ukungcola namathunzi amabi nemimoya emibi engalungile sesiyakhuluma ke emsamo. So into engayisho mina kwamanje yeah.
Okusho ukuthi mangabe uthi wena awufuni uhamba ukhotha noma ukuphi kusho ukuthi ukhotha ikhekhe lathelwa ngenyongo ngoba awukhothela noma ikuphi. Hey bayalamba abanye abasifana eminye imizi. Nami ngibona nje kunento yokuncishana kodwa la hayi kumnandi lapho. Ngicela abantu besifazane bazongijoyina Sibahla ungene mfethu. Awungene Sibahle nansi link. Hawu ngingadlala nina la nosuku bandla nkosihambe sihleli kamnandi naye usengishiyile. Hayi kumnandi la ekhaya guys. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. Kuthiwa nje khulekani awukazi uqonywe kwamashu. Wakwaqonywa kwamashu. Kwakwamashu ke mina. Kuthiwa khulekani awukazi uqonywe kwamashu ingakhutha ulikhothi. Uthini lapho?
Mina bengiqonywe emsinga mina emathunwini. Like njengoba ngisho eqinisweni. I mean angeke sibe nokufakazi bokuthi ngibani okhothayo ngibani ongakhotha. it goes down to the personal choice at the end of the day. Kodwa ke bese ngikuqhathanisa nje mase sikhuluma ngomsamo. Umsamo into yesintu and yiko nje bengokuqhathanisa nakuthi and ke mase siya nasesintwini eqinisweni ke vese nje indaba yokukhotha esintwini beyingekho. Lelo liqiniso engakhuluma ngakho kuze kuse. I mean esintwini ukukhotha lokhu sasikubona ngoba belungu bona beyitshela ukuthi banento encane or endaba kwazi nokulasta kungakho ke besebenza.
Mina ngicela ukuyiphikisa leyo ngibakhulumele nabelungu bakhona nabamnyama bangakwazi ukulasta abakhona abelungu abanezinto ezinkulu imyth nje leyo eshiwoyo. Number 2, wazi ngani ukuthi ayingenziwe emandulo ukuthi emandulo phela babengaphaphi njengathi behambe bexoxa kube ngekho Facebook abazoxoxa kubona babeyenza le yanto emandulo uzwa ngami mina ke ngabhebisa
besikwazi abadala bebehlala nathi musa bebesitshela ngendaba zocansi besifundisa as the next generation ukuthi kwenzakalani mawusenza into zocansi into omele nibeyazi into ongamele niyenze. So that's why I can say ukuthi ukuphendula ukuthi ngazi ngani and
ngaphinde ngikuvumele ngoba wathi egula omunye ukhazini wami ephethwe izona izifo lezi esezabulala youth siyombona esibhedlela no-anti wami wathi u-anti wami kwathune STD kodwa wagula ngesifuba ilezi zinto esenayifaka emlonyeni kwakufanele ingene ngenzansi namifaka emlonyeni seninama STD yamgulisa ngeyifuba uphethwe isifo socansi kodwa ubhizi uyakhwehlela nihambe nifaka noma yini kodwa ke kulelo point ngicela ukubingelela usibahle ngimngenise ngizwe ukuthi uthini yena awu ngajabula kwangena imbokodo akusiqale nje sibahle usiqale before uze kulezi ezinye usiqale ngokuthi circumcision yes or no. Ngicela nje siqale lapho before size siye kude. Ngiyabonga.
Kufanele ngabe i-circumcision is part of the law. It should be inscribed with constitution. No politics, no nothing. Yabo? Ngoba if we can illegalize this, ngeke sibathole okukhulekani lapho. Khulekani inkinga. The problem. Utoxic. Ungolile. Yabo nje futhi all boy children should not leave the hospital uncircumcised. Should be illegal. Otherwise, we're going to have a problem. Kulo mhlaba. Wophula nekabangcolile. Ingale.
Ophula nekabane nkwethu. It should be legal ukuthi nje wonke umuntu kumele kube part of the law. Futhi ingane mengabe ziyobhalisa imali yeqolo kufanele kubheke ukuthi ubabwazi waye circumcised uma uthi awacircumcise wayiqualify ngoba umuntu wesifazane wawenza nendoda engacircumcise uzuyimithela nje.
Yebo.
Indoda engacircumcise nje ingane zayo. Nase-university ufunde ngelanga lokugrade kuthiwa sibheke ndoda before uthole le degree ukuthi ucircumcisile yini munga-circumcisile akho degree wayithola la.
Exactly. Walk away.
Bangajabulana abantu besifazane lapho. Mangaliso kade ngikugcinile ngicela ukuzwa ukuthi uthini wena la ubhizi uyahleka.
No, ukuthi nje bethu ekulalele la sakusahlekile kanje. No, but then I just want to touch on a few things there at the show put khulekani lana. I understand ukuthi he feels ukuthi abantu besifazane akufanele like bakhothwe indaba zoma satisfy nazoma chamba zoma bani. But then all I'm going to say is this. Uma uzobuka uke wa reference ukuthi emandulo lezi zinto zazingenziwe. Yazi ukuthi to touch on that uzokhumbula nje ukuthi thina sisakhula babethu mama bethu mina ngazi ubaba wakho mina nje ngazi ubaba wakho nje mangaliso sakhula nje abantu abadala bethi bazubaba nje ngazi ubaba wakho but then sisanda kuyithola iproof sinobufakazi manje ukuthi yonke lento yashiwo mama bethu ayikho sithola iproof ububuku tatakho Yila uthola khona iproof yokuthi oma bethu hayibo babesebenza wide utatakho khona wakwafika nobaba bawu3 bo3 kungabona bo3 kusho ukuthi ngenze khona wes4 owes5 bekubili yabo indlalile kathi. So all I'm saying is ziningi izinto esasingatshelwa zona yabona. Angifuni ukubeka ukuthi ngoba simnyama cha angifuni ukuya ngisho lapho, but ziningi izinto esasingatshelwa zona kodwa bafowethu. In essence what I'm saying mina is mina ngokwami personally ezomangaliso mina umama wasekhaya I think very important ukuthi ngimkhothe ngoba ngiyazi ngiya understanda ukuthi iyona ndlela that I can ensure ukuthi uyachama and he's satisfied. And I think mhlambe mistaken futhi ezomuntu wesilisa, I think the entire point of having sex is ukuthi nobabili nibe satisfied. Akuyenzi sense ke ukuthi ngilele nomuntu ngichamile akachamanga, then why ngashaya indlwabu ke pho? Angivele shaya indlwabu ngoba nendlwabu gives the same thing chama wedwa yabona. Uma ufuna uchama wedwa shaya indlwabu ke phela bese uzochamela wedwa.
Mangalisa kuthiwe kuchaziwe nje kwathiwa isex yokwenza izingane manje nina senayithatha njengento yokuyijabulisa. Isex yenziwa
I understand. I understand that, but
yabo lento ayishoyo bakudala khona wafika kuzo lezo inhlelo lezi ayikhumbule ekhaya yini utatakho ya mhlawumbe kwaCheco baba bawu6 yaze yakhala ingane yakhe kanti wathi hey awungilele yethu manje ngangizohambe ngithatha zonke izinamba zamadoda engilala nawo. So abantu bakudala
So in essence, all that I'm saying is, for me,
awukazi ulibone umama webhince efuna ukungenwa wena awumazi abantu abathanda ucansi njengomama basemakhaya.
So all I'm saying is I'm not saying ukuthi I'm judging any other guy. I'm talking on behalf of myself. Ukuthi uzothola ukuthi akisho ukuthi it happens, but uzothola ukuthi ingakho abaningi besifazane behambe besikhuluma bethi ungambona ebhamba nje akho lutho lapha akakwazi ngoba at the end of the day we try and make sex just about ourselves. If sex is about me phela, then I'm shying ngani indlwabu. Basically this is how I look at it. If I'm having sex with someone and bona bengachami mina ngami, then why kufanele ukuthi ngishaye indlwabu emzimbeni nomunye umuntu? Like it for me it makes me personally angijudge umuntu ongakhothi, but then all I'm saying is ukukhotha intombazane for me personally it gives you a freedom yokuthi noma njengoba ngisho noma usungashaya 2 minutes emva kwalapho uma intombazane isibe nalento. That is why uNkulunkulu wabaneza lento ekuthiwa ama multiple orgasms, okusho ukuthi ukwazi ukuchama kaningi ngesikhathi sodwa, right? So lo muntu mase echameka u4, by the time wena sekuzoqalwa ucansi usuqedile vele umsebenzi wakho usuqedile, yena sekuwukuthi nje sekufanele echame wena usungashaya ngisho 2 minutes lapho uhappy uyasmile, uhappy nawe uyasmile. But then that's just me, guys. I'm judging umuntu ngiyasho nje ukuthi from that's Mangaliso's side.
Cha mina I think enye into eba inkinga ngiyeza kuwena suku ngiyakubona ukuthi uyajuluka lapha bese ngifuna ukuyakhulekani mengisuka kusuku. Enye into eba inkinga ilento yokusoka, umuntu wafika nokusoka ukuthi abantu behambelana nabantu abangabathandi, ingakho uzofuna uzoba nezinto othi angiyenzi nje lento ngoba vele walomuntu olele naye ulalela ukuchama awumthandi. Yikho abantu beze bethi angwadla amathe omuntu unqena ukusho ukuthi lalela wesitamkoko somlomo ayikho into engizoyiqabula lapho kuwena ubese kube ngazi ukuthi ama standards ama relationship. So maybe we should wait until umuntu obonayo ukuthi cha lo imesh yami lona I'm prepared ukwenza noma yini ezomenza jabule, hayi ukuthi wenze lamajida nje ukuthi akwazi ukuthi uneintombi ezo6 nale logo ke senabaphuzi baba inkinga.
The saddest thing lapho Thenjiwe, you can have intombi ezo6, but if zingachamile ezo6 then you are giving us a bad name. That's all I'm saying. Iba ukwelezo ezo6 yazi ke ukuthi akubo ukuthi uyazi ukuthi i-penetration iyayichamisa about 4 ngoba the sad part is that I've noticed ukuthi i-penetration most of the time ayimkhamisi umuntu wesifazane. Yingakho kuze kuney'tayela. Iy'tayela, like the different positions abantu don't understand ukuthi are actually to penetrate the clits and the G-spots from different angles. Ngoba kuyenzeka ukuthi umenze missionary khona la ongafiki khona. But if mhlawumbe usenza i-doggy style khona la uzokwazi ukuthinta khona bese kwenzeka something. So if ukuthi that nayo ayimkhamisi, then at least you have a backup plan as a man yokuthi ikhona i-clitoris uNkulunkulu ayibeka nje wathi nayi i-clitoris. If ever you're in doubt, hambe lapha ku-clitoris ubhontshise uzokusotela lento. But that's just me, guys.
Yebo. Ubona ukuthini uma ungabe usho doggy style? Bathi abaduniselwa bona. Dunisela idlozi. Udunisela idlozi. Hayibo. Nangu mangalisa ezobalekisa ezophelisa imishado yabantu. Hawu.
Okay.
Indlela uyisheke. Hayi. Uthini wena
That's just me.
Manje ikuthi usehambile umne wethu uthe yena usexy ngowenza abantu. Ubhuti ukhuma ngeBhayibheli. iBhayibheli lathi zalani kwande. Asikho kuBhayibheli bhuti we. So wena mawuthi avele umfazi ngamtsho ukuthi sesilomuzi asakhe. So in other ways vele yona i-G-sport vele uyazi. So vele nje we are not going personal angiyazixoxe angithi umangalisa ukukhulumile ngabobhontshisi but nxa ungafikanga ku-G-sport uzamsubula umsubulusisi ngemino yakho yonke le akula nto ezafika. Nxa uyazi i-G-sport yoyipressa kuhle lapha ngayipressa uyahlanya hayi itsakaze kube sharp. Manje nxa sesitshelwa thina ukuthi sokuthiwa kumele ukuthi baba lamhla siyenza i-missionary kumbe emuva akusayi sex. I-sex is a language between two bodies. Siyatshintsha istyle singasazi singasasisona ku-TV kumbe ngiyacabanga ukuthi ngithi ngale akube it's a language. Singenzi ngale sex nje abakwe hayibo. So mina engangifuna ukuthi siqambelana amanga. Singaqambelana amanga umfakile lapha wavela waqala ukuthi ayiche ayikhona ukubula ukuqamba manga. Baba bembuza lamhla sizayenza siphi style. Hayi wena ngokwephotho phonyanga uyazenzela esakho istyle ngokuhamba kwakho baba. Mina ungantshela ukuthi ngokwakudala akula muntu ongadli brown sugar i-brown loaf ka-1 liyafaka konke. So i-G-sport baba ubeyazi.
Okay, ngiyayizwa.
Uthanda yiphi? So singaqambela namanga ukuthi akwesintwini. Esintwini labo babona benjani ucabanga ukuthi ngabuya indaba sokulama-bless akathesi. Kuvele kuyakhulunywa even bayakwazi. Mina Thenjiwe ngizasuka kathesi cause guys ngafundisa ukuthi ngingaphomi ukuphuma ngingavalelisanga. Yikho kade ngifuna ukungena ngilivalelise.
Suku sesiyavalelisa vele.
Ngilivalelisa phe.
Yeah, sesiyavalelisa vele nam we need to valelisa because it's Sunday. People need to prepare for Monday. I would love to have this conversation again where we have no time limit. I really enjoyed everything, guys. But ngicela siphindele entweni ebesikhuluma ngayo indaba ye-circumcision. All these things now is irrelevant ngoba phela vele mesikhuluma nge-circumcision bese sikhuluma ngayo in terms of ucansi nokujabulisana emakamereni. Ngicela ngizonishaya one by one. Ngizoqala ku-Sydney ngithi Mangaliso, ngithi Khulekani, ngithi Qongqothwane, ngithi Sukumoya. Ususitshela nje ukuthi wena uthini nge-circumcision?
Semvalelisa vele.
Yes, okay, ithi ngiqale ngawe. Kodwa qala usitshela ukuthi uthini nge-circumcision bese ke uvalelisa kahle. Ngicela nawe type your answer, yes or no indaba ye-circumcision.
Circumcision, yes, for health reasons, and yes, for hygiene purposes, and that's where I say it, man.
Thank you so much, Suku. Siyabonga. Ngizokudedela ukuthi ushiye.
Ngithanda lonke simanga. Ngqongqothwayo Khulekani bro wami. Anti bekuyi-discussion kuphela le anti la uyayithola. Thenjiwe wena uxhwalile. Sydney guys, it's been great to be on your panel.
Thank you so much. Siyabonga kakhulu. Thank you. Qongqothwane, circumcision, yes or no? Why yes or why no? And yeah. Qongqothwane ngathi usafrizile ngicela ukuya ku Sydney. Sydney uthini ngendaba circumcision? Yes or no? If yes, why? If no, why?
Yes sister, yes sister Thenjiwe, mina ngivumelana nakho. Ngesikhathi zamanje ngibona ngathi ibalulekile isikhathi samanje, akusafani nakudala, noma ngangingekho kudala kodwa ibalulekile ngesikhathi samanje.
Thank you so much. So it's a yes from you. We have 2 yeses. Angiye ku Qongqothwane ngizwe ukuthi uthini wena indaba ye circumcision, yes or no, and why? Ufrozen again. Ay khulekani ngicela ukuza kuwena. Ufrozen again uQongqothwane.
Right. Yeah, I mean, on this note, to be honest with you, I mean, I would like to be neutral, each to their own. I mean, umuntu okhethe ukwenza circumcision, I mean, we do respect that, it's fine. But as for me personally, it does not make any difference to me whether you are circumcised or not. To me, as in person, I would just say I don't see the need. That's me. Health-wise, to me, I still believe this is just, it's a myth. And I've believed it's sending the wrong information to the people out there to make people believe circumcision reduces STIs and things like that. I just believe it was never even meant to go out there. If we want to reduce, let's abstain, and I mean that's it. And it does not even circumcision does not boost in manhood yako. Even if you are not circumcised, you can still have children and enjoy sex as much as you can, and be healthy as much as you can, bath as much as you can. I mean, whether you are noma circumcised, ungagezi the way okufanele ugeze ngakhona, hayi uzobanukela abafazi kuyefana. Into akulona ipipi lode elinukayo, kumele nje uvele ukwazi ukuthi uhlala uthanda amanzi ugeze. Ziningi into ezinukayo. So makuyukuthi uyakwazi ukugeza, there is no problem in terms of ukungcola kwepipi. Thirdly and lastly, let's not get amadoda, let's not get circumcised for the sake of ukuthi ngoba mina ngifuna ukujabulisa uJoyce noma ubani in. No, that's gonna be wrong. This is my body. I have to do what satisfies me. If the next person does not like what I do or what I have with my body, then tough. That's it. I'm not gonna do things in PS umzimba for the sake of ngoba abafazi bathanda kanje. No, Lena to me is not no. So I'm standing with myself. I come natural and circumcised. Take me as I am. If you're not happy, then I baningi abacircumcised phambili. Yabonga.
Hayi ngizwa kahle. Awuthi ngicela ukufaka uqongqothwayo ngoba ulokhu ngene phuma kuthiwa ngeke angabi frozen uqimbile kumakhaza kangaka. That's why internet yakhe lokhu iba frozen. Hayi isasihlupha namanje, so ngizocela ukuzwa from wena Mangaliso ukuthi wena uthini ngalolu daba.
Yeah. Honestly, from my side, like I had said before, I think every man, every person, every boy should be circumcised. Joba Tushu ukuthi even suggested ukuthi mhlawumbe baphume esibhedlela esamncane se-circumcise. I think personally it is very important ukuthi be circumcised for health reasons, first of all. Second of all, just for ukuthi nje ingane ibe clean yabo lonto leyo ngoba phela nayo izofuna ukwenza izinto ezithile ukuthi be satisfied nayo at some point when it comes to sex, nayo finally satisfy at some point. So yeah, I mean I think it's important ukuthi umuntu wesilisa circumcised. Yeah.
Hayi kwazi kwamnandi ke ukuthiwa nje can suck a man ongekho circumcised. Hayi ngebhadi ke sengiseli nabantu besilisa and ngebhadi abantu besise ngihleli nabo akuyona bathandana nabantu besifazane, so I don't think lo mbuzo uzoba appropriate kubona. Ngisemncane abangizenzi lezinto ekukhulunywa ngazo. Ngithunyiwe nje ukuthi ngizokhuluma nani ngoba ngifuna nijabule. Ngifuna nijabule emakhaya. So to everyone who wishes ukuthi ayenze circumcision, here is the contact information again for what's the clinic? Isithelo clinic. Please do contact them and find information ukuthi bathe 1,000 rand, but do contact them and find out ukuthi kwenzekani. Nasema clinic kahulumeni nakhona iyenziwa, I think imahala. So yeah, but it's only 1,000 rand, and we know advantages of we are private, especially during this time yezifo ezingaka ezikhona emhlabeni. Mhlambe njengoba sisahle nje ku-lockdown mekuwukuthi ubulokhu usaba noma uthi awunaso isikhathi sokuyokwenza usungayi kokwenza, but then like we said, it is not yet the law. Noma kusibahleke ethi lento soyise eParliament ukuthi kumane kube law. Koqalwa ngokhuleka yabona.
Ngeke yenze lento ukhuleka kodwa. Ngeke yenze lento ukhuleka.
It became a problem and are still a problem. They want men who are circumcised for their sexual pleasure, but for blowjobs but to be honest, this should change. Hey, ngelinye ilanga ke sobe sikhuluma futhi ngezinye izinto. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for participating. I really appreciate you. Ngiyathemba ukuthi sifundile and ngiyajabula ukuthi besingavumelani sitholile ama points for leli qembu, sathola ama points for leli qembu. So wena ohlele ekhaya othi ngeke ucircumcise, there is nothing wrong with that. Nawe ofuna go circumcise futhi, there is nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, it is your body, your right.
Freezing mama like that. Is she frozen? No, freezing. Oh. Freezing no still.
Njani ungakwenzi ngokuthi ukwenzela ukuthi noma ngalisi uyakwenza. Thank you so much, guys. I love you and I appreciate you. Tomorrow at 7 we have uDr. Mnguni kusasa. Sizobe sizokhuluma sizoqedela indaba zokuthwala ama-dangers. Uzobe ezositshela ekusasa about ama-pros and cons. Kuthiwa ama-pros and cons angithi about ukuthwala. Ngifuna imali esheshayo, uzobe entshela ngey'ndaba zenu notikoloshe nani. Hey, kuzobe kumnandi. Siliqale last week lolu daba lwabamnandi, kwasho ukuthi kwaphela isikhathi. Usizoqhubekayo not next week, tomorrow. So see you tomorrow at 7. Thank you so much. Ngiyabonga kakhulu Khulekani. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for your input. Thank you so much, Mangaliso. Where can people follow you if they want to follow you? Uma social media.
Please follow me, guys, on Instagram. It's Mangaliso, MANGALISO, Mangaliso_Mhlongo. Njalo ngama weekdays ngiba ne lockdown life lesson nayo lapha ngemuva. Ngiba nama lockdown life lessons. Kusasa kuzobe ngino church boy. Ndiyamazi church boy, bese ke ngoLesihlanu ngizobe ngino Thenjiwe 4 p.m. guys, 4 p.m. Ngicela hlangane khona sifunda okuningi khona. Mangaliso_Mhlongo Facebook, Mangaliso Mhlongo. Ngiyanithanda kakhulu. Nibe great. Khulekani ube great.
Khulekani, where can you? And is there any is there any business
No, not really. Ngikhona ku Instagram as uDr. Ngwenya, and then ngikhona ku Facebook as Khulekani Africa Ngwenya. No, angina business engenzayo. Ngihlalele nje ngibased lana eLondon. Nothing really much that I have to offer.
Udokotela wangempela noma uDr. njengo Dr. Khumalo?
uDr. Malinga. uDr. ngezemfundo, not medically.
Siyabonga. We really appreciate your input. Ngiyabonga. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. Kusamningi esizokwenza kusazoba mnandi. Sobonana kusasa. Thank you so much. I love you guys. A very good night to one and all. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. Subscription is free. Mahala.